All right, welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. Should be a normal session tonight. We're back from many a vacation. I believe there will be no What's the Damage this Tuesday due to our wonderful host, Truth, being busy. But we will be back after our next session next week. And then, yeah, hopefully have another What's the Damage to talk about the last two that have happened. So, I think, other than that announcement, we can jump right into tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
A door opens, adventure awaits your creation. Each person plays their part, abilities to lay the foundation, setting the stage for everything to start. Classes, they help define a role and for choices. I what finalize the building session zero. Integrates the character and begins a new destiny to be fulfilled. This is your moment to capture. Your fate is hinged on a bet. Release the dice and charge forward. This game is not a game, tonight you'll bet your life. The table is set. This is your moment. Take control. It's critical. The final curtain is rising. The world's forever changed. A story made for the ages. All the lost experience and friends for every table is set. Future laid out before you. One you will never forget. This group of friends that support you. Come on, answer the call. Don't freeze until the table is set.
All right, so let me just get our music going. And then we can pick up. All right. So, last we left off, the Shields of Twilight had made their way back after dealing with the ruins of darkness on the outskirts of the coast of Atrill, unable to prevent the shackle from being broken, but managing to exit with their lives with no casualties and seal it behind them to prevent any of the demonic abyssal forces from wreaking havoc on the countryside and potentially spilling forth, covering the country and starting a interspecies war. The group returned to the city and took time to rest for the evening while reflecting upon what had occurred within the ruins after seeing their fallen friend Dobby returned, but changed. And each of them processing in their own way, as well as receiving another strange premonition, message, something within the fire as they sat in Oriana's home, reminiscing. In the morning, they woke up and took some time to themselves to go shopping or just do some more reflection on their own outside of the group before meeting up with Lex and Fulton at the boiling pot to talk about next steps, in which they were told that they would have about 2 weeks to finish up whatever they needed to do and make peace with whatever they could before heading to Veladon, to a location in the sort of south eastern part of the country, to go and try to fortify, or at least make sure that the last shackle would be okay, but that Lex was going to gather Aaron and some forces so that they wouldn't be on their own, as they were bolstering the forces of the other 2 shackles as well. The group split, had a few conversations amongst themselves, and began to decide how they would get transportation and what they would do next on their journey. And that is where we pick up. Quinn, you had stepped out of the bar, the tavern, before everyone else, and had some time while everyone was having their separate conversations and finishing up. So is there anything specific you would like to be doing within these 15 or so minutes, probably, that you kind of have to yourself?
Yes, there is. So whenever Quinn gets outside, just sort of standing around waiting for people to finish up, I want to have him just go find an alley nearby. And he's going to just get all the armor off and just pile it up on the back of the shield.
Okay. I mean, you have a pack, so I'll say, like, you can also, like, kind of shove it into your
I keep forgetting
pack.
that I have it because when I see art, there's no pack.
I know, but everyone has, like,
it looks
their,
so
like,
weird
like,
to have one.
they're kind of like travel pack. It's probably something that you don't, it's not like a backpack that you probably carry over your shoulder, but it's probably like one of those, like, you know, packs that you have. So anyway, I'll just say,
yeah,
like,
I put it all in my fantasy Jansport, and then
your duffel bag.
Then, there you go. And then I am going to take 10 minutes required to cast Find Steed.
Okay.
I'm gonna find me a steed. All
right. You take the time, I'll say just at the, are you still doing it in the alley?
There might not be enough room for a horse in the alley.
Yeah, you probably want to do it. I'll say, like, just at the edge, just at the edge of the alley, so that you're, like, kind of out of the way, and take the time to call forth the spirit of the steed that you wish to take form. And over the 10 minutes, you watch as the sort of essence of the wind sort of, like, coalesces around you, and eventually sort of this small whirlwind sort of forms and circles and circles, and becomes almost like blinding, like its own centralized sort of storm in the middle of your casting, and sort of at the edge of the street, almost like a mini tornado. And when it abates, standing there is, I believe you said, a large black warhorse.
Yes.
This large black warhorse stands before you.
Okay, cool. And then with the remaining time, I'm just going to lead the horse back up to the front of the tavern. And
I will say the horse comes with like a golden sort of bridle and saddle and everything like that for you to be able to mount as well.
That's good, because I don't own anything of the sort, and I don't have summon horse tack.
Yeah, but yeah, it has everything that you need to be able to mount any sort of like pouches on it. Small pouches, not like super heavy stuff, but like, you know, the small pouches that you can side saddle horse with, as well as you be able to mount it and steer it with reins. So yeah, you bring it back. At that point, as you're kind of like walking over the door, maybe not a minute later is when the rest of you begin to exit after the scene between Campion and Oriana. So you all exit out of the tavern to find Quinn standing armorless with a giant black warhorse beside him.
Oh, you when you said you were gonna get a horse, you meant you were gonna get a horse like this moment. Okay, well.
All right, then.
Mhm.
I just don't think he understands that it only seems to do something when I. Oh!
So I'm gonna walk over to Perry.
Look.
Like, can I borrow the bag for a minute?
Right. I will hold up the bag.
I'm going to reach inside and I want to pull out the old hammer, Abigail.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You take
And-
the bag and pull out Abigail.
Awesome. Then I'm going to take the stuff what I just took off and shove it in there instead.
Okay,
Hold on.
you should have enough room, I think, in there for what?
Yeah.
What are just your armor, or your armor, your shield, and your current hammer?
Armor, shield, and other hammer.
Okay. How much stuff do you have in there right now?
That's a good question.
Because you have quite a bit of
Not-
gold. You have quite a bit of gold in there.
Gold.
Yeah, the gold may be a problem.
We have.
Okay, I'll say you're okay for now, because you've
Yeah.
got about 4,000 worth of gold, and then just like a few
Yeah.
other things. So you can
Few other
probably
things, yeah.
get it in.
Cool.
All right.
That's probably the big things. Gold, probably.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
gold
that's-
takes up a lot of space.
that's
We're
the
fixing to spend
majority
a
of our
little bit,
inventory.
though.
But it's fine. You're still okay. I would say, like, if you had like 10,000 gold, we'd be getting to a point. But okay, so yeah,
We
you
need to
shove all the
franchise that
rest
into
in.
other bags.
You have
Yep.
your old hammer.
Okay. And then I'm just going to take the hammer and hook it to the. Laura, what are words for stuff that goes on horses where you can hook stuff to?
It's probably a strap somewhere that you could attach it to.
Sure, that stuff. Thank you, horse girl.
You
Or you can strap it to
to
your
the
back.
side of the
Mhm.
horse.
Yep. And then I'm going to mount said horse
Okay.
and leave.
All right.
Oh, well, that just
Like
happened.
full speed going
Alright.
away from town.
All right. Quinn just rides away from you guys.
Oh, wait.
Did he just put his gear into the bag and then.
Yeah, the bag's real full now. You know, honestly, he's got a lot of stuff to work out. And I think he's safe in town. Sure, if anything untoward happens, he'll let us know.
Well, one thing I'm worried about is how will he let us know?
Yeah, I'm about to say, how will he do that?
He's got none of his things with him.
I do not know, but I'm
so
not
he's
about
like,
to
so
bug
did he
you.
leave just like in his like clothes? I'm assuming like normal clothes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his whatever, like
Okay.
his normal clothes, like that he wears under the armor.
And Quinn
No,
never.
he was totally
literally-
naked. He just
Yeah.
rode on
Yes,
naked.
he got
in
on the
sunset.
horse naked
Lady,
and left.
lady could dive in it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he
whatever he wears, like probably
Okay.
like just rough clothes under.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was because
A
I don't.
probably a tunic
Yeah,
and
tunic.
Yeah, most likely just like shirt. What if the gloves that don't really go with anything part of the armor? They just
Yeah.
are gloves and pants and the boots of Elvenkind. It's one thing he still has on him.
And Quinn literally never leaves without any armor, so this is strange.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even take it off in the desert when he was cooking.
Yeah, when he's literally baking, but
Well,
A lot's happened. Definitely
Um,
needs time to process things.
yeah. I feel like of all of us, aside from Cynric, Quinn took the brunt of those accusations. And nobody really gives him credit for how hard it was for him to use that water that second time around.
I mean,
And
I did not give him credit. If that counts for something.
I mean, he didn't even want to tell me that he used it on me at first.
because it was so hard for him. I think nobody really gives him the credit he deserves for the amount of growth it took for you to be still standing here, Oriana. And then to have Dobby say what he said. Cannot imagine. Not for a moment.
He was just hurting and in pain. I don't think he meant most of what he said.
Oh, I think he meant every word of it.
I mean, yeah.
He
I
was
know.
our friend, but pain don't excuse what happened. He made a choice. He meant what he said.
Maybe so. But we have constantly mentioned how many times we have failed Dobby in the days leading up to that.
Not sure I see the point there.
Peregrine, you've mentioned many times how if we had known him better, perhaps we could have appealed to him, his soul, and the gods to bring him
Yeah.
back. I myself felt like I was just starting to become friends with him when we lost him.
Those
each...
things.
Oh, go ahead, Perry.
No, go ahead, Ball. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
We each have our own ways of dealing with things and how to accept what happened last night. I'm of the religion to believe into the person Dobby used to be, and though real or not, this Dobby could be what they're telling us, be the truth, be his vengeance reclaimed. I again choose to believe in the Dobby I once knew and act on the bond I had before this. So I understand we're all gonna have to process this our own different ways and how this is gonna affect us. But for me personally, I'm that person last night is not my friend Dobby.
Yeah. Gwen said as much. She don't think it's really Dobby either. I don't know, to be honest. And yeah, I know that I've said that we failed him, and we did. Believe you me, I think we did. But I don't think that at all makes up for what was said, or how it was said, or how much pain it caused.
I was not trying to suggest that he was justified in his words. But we all say things when we are hurting that we don't always mean. And I know I'm probably I want to find a way to save him.
If there is a way, we'll find it. But as far as I can tell, he made a choice. Very specific one.
I have every inclination to believe that really is him. I mean, it would be very much like him. If he couldn't get the ending you want, he would just burn the book. If he can't tell the
enough.
story he wants, he's just going to see it all unraveled.
True enough. All this to say, let Quinn have the space he needs. He's been carrying that guilt for a real long time.
Well, he's not the only one who has killed. But he is allowed to have time to process it.
Where credit is due, Oriana. There, but for the grace of Quinn Cannith, go you. And honestly, I think that we ride him awful hard about his temper, because it does get the better of him. So does mine. So does any of us. He's come a long way, just like the rest of us, and it's high time we gave him credit for it.
I've always given him credit for his successes. I've always been happy for him.
Not quite what I mean. There's a difference. Success and growth aren't always the same thing. That's my point. And now what he sees as his greatest failure just looked him in the eyes and called him a piece of shit. So, I'm surprised something didn't get broken, and I think that it's pretty impressive that it didn't. That's all I'm saying.
Where did he get a horse? There isn't a stable around here.
I just point down at the familiar that is dancing around my feet. Magic, Oriana.
When did you get a pet? And I'm just gonna run over towards the fox.
Please do not. Please do not.
Bite her.
harass.
Bite her. Bite her. Tell the fox to bite her.
I actually need to pick a name.
Bitey.
But as you rush
No.
over to it, it kind of hides behind Harry's legs for a moment. Like
A little
peeks
bit.
out.
Little bit of like bits of my rations.
And it kind of looks up at you, Peregrine.
She's all right. She's a friend.
With a graceful nod of its head, it heads over, and it doesn't really want the rations, but it is no longer skittish towards you and sort of nuzzles up against you a little bit.
I give it all the scritches. Have you tried asking it if it has a name?
I haven't had much time. The world's been on fire, and I literally just summoned it today.
I feel like on a personal note, I like to say, you guys barred me from having a pet, but then now you and Quinn just magically can make pets. Feel like I'm being
Does
Does seem a little unfair,
persecuted.
doesn't it?
It does.
But I have some bad news for you then. See, everyone kept getting upset about, me wanting to name everything, all Ceterix, all that stuff. I may have also devised a way to summon a companion.
So everyone gets a pet but me. Okay.
Can I look around and see if there's a rock?
I mean, there's, probably on the side of the street,
Wow.
some
I would
pebbles.
like to
There's not a
grab
big
one.
rock, but there's like pebbles.
Oh, well then, never mind.
Just like hand size though? Like
Yeah. I was going to give Baltaim a pet rock.
Yes.
You're probably not going to find, I mean, this is a fairly well created city. Most of the roads are like cobblestone and stuff like that, and they're not really, so you're probably not just going to find like random rocks
Cindric.
laying around.
I'll wait till I get outside the
Strength
city
check.
then.
Yeah.
Cobblestone out.
Yeah.
Pull a brick from a wall.
I'll give me a pet.
He can get you a pet.
Pet
Spontaneous.
ever.
Are you going to make sure to take care for it and feed it and walk it?
I feel like you'd do well with a chicken.
You have to do all that for pets? Never
I
mind then.
mean-
I'm good. I'm good.
At least not magical ones. I honestly don't know. Peregrine, does your fox need to be fed and walked? Or
He
does
is
it-
Faye. She is a familiar.
So I need a
Oh, it's
magical
she. Okay,
pet.
good to know its gender.
Well, I don't know about everyone else, but I have an appointment that was made.
Yes, we probably should get going for that.
You all
Okay.
are welcome to join if you're not busy.
All right.
But-
Well, if point of order, I didn't expect Quinn to run off. We really need to accomplish the shopping, so I'm fine with doing it. I got somewhere to be at like 9 tonight, but if you tell me what you want or need, we can get it. Like, I'm gonna get everybody some warm clothes. See about getting a wagon and some horses. We need to be ready to leave first thing in the morning. I'm not by any means saying that y'all shouldn't go and do what you need to do. I think you definitely should, but like, maybe can we for like 5 seconds talk about what we need so I can go get it?
We have food for the time we need to go, I guess.
We have 70 rations.
Okay, well,
Food, water, a cart, maybe. Maybe
Right.
more than just one horse.
Yes, I was gonna get a couple of horses at least.
2 is probably enough, I would think. If we need more, apparently, apparently, Quinn already has a horse. That
I mean, that was a war horse, so not
True.
exactly the same.
True. Do we actually need a factory?
What?
Well, the last time we needed a cart of some description was because we needed to carry around several barrels of water.
I mean, we have quite a bit of stuff. We've got
one-
like a week's travel, hopefully less, to get to Emberhold. And then to get to Veladon. It's a long trek.
and we don't have to come back here. That's what
Not
we're assuming
right away,
after
probably.
we finish.
So the cart and the horses would probably be a good idea.
Just kind of look down at my.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I don't know if there's going to be someone there who can take this off.
Should we factor in us having to return back to?
There's no way we make it back in time and get to Veladon if we have to come back here. Oriana, you need to talk to Cade.
Oriana, you know that he has that you are allowed to travel outside of the city now. They are just tracking your movements, so they will know if you
Yeah.
don't go in a certain direction.
Well, yeah, but after Emberhold, are they just going to be monitoring me until I
Yeah.
eventually make it back to River? Oh, okay.
I was
Like
more-
that
I
was
more
the
talking
idea.
about,
Is like
Yeah.
as long as you let them know that you're like as long as you've complete the task that you've been set out to do, then obviously there will be another exchange. But you got the sense that like you guys would be, if you accomplish that, you're still going to be on the hook to help in general. But they're not going
Yeah.
to prohibit your movements where else you need to go.
I
They're
was more
probably
talking
going to
about-
call on you when they need you for certain
Then
things.
weren't we gonna get payment too when we have to
Yes.
come back? Probably for that.
You don't know.
No, yeah, that's what I was like.
There's potential
we-
that you might get it at the,
At Emberhold.
Yeah.
Possible. Okay.
They may have an agent there that.
but
might
you
be able
you
to
don't
use that
you
kind of
you
stuff.
you know, at
Yeah,
the
that's
time
what I was-
you were just
yeah.
told to go do this and then you would be paid for it
Yeah.
in some way. But you
That's what I was
you didn't
assuming.
really like work out the details because you were busy doing other things at the time.
Yeah.
So.
It's like mid-afternoon, you said, right?
At this point, well, you met them around sort of like 2:33,
Oh,
probably
okay,
around
so later
3:34, so like later afternoon. Yeah.
afternoon. Well, I guess I'm going to be in meetings all day. I think I have everything I need. I mean, if you find more diamond dust, I wouldn't be opposed to it. We have enough for 2 uses, I believe.
I mean,
Healing potions. I think they're like military owned though, right? So like not a lot of heal potions out there.
Mostly, yes.
yeah,
Okay,
we've got
so-
some in the bag.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I mean,
okay, so we need a cart. Do we want something covered? Something enclosed? What do we want?
I mean, we're not
So
having
these are the
anything.
things. I
but
don't normally do this part of the shopping.
Probably be good to have it covered, right, against the elements. It's gonna be cold there. Might block out some heat. Or cold.
Well, when we rest, I can make sure that the room is
Oh
comfortable
yeah,
for
it's
us.
got magic. It's pretty good.
It won't necessarily help the horses. I don't know how they'll fare, but up there. But
We'll make camp best we can so that they're sheltered. But a couple of draft horses.
About firewood, maybe.
Cover. Yeah. Okay. See, this is why I said we needed a cart.
I mean, maybe some winter clothing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that.
Does somebody want to come with me so that I don't have to try to take care of all of this by myself?
I cannot.
Obviously.
Sure.
All right.
Campion, before I forget, I'm gonna reach into my pocket and pull out the pearl. I'm gonna hand it to Campion. I can't use this anymore.
Okay. He takes it. He's like, "Is this a bribe?"
I'm
Not
gonna
every-
stop Brad's work.
Not everything has to be a bribe, Campion. This is...
So this is free of charge, correct?
Campion, do you remember how friendships worked?
Campion, I can no longer make use of this. You, however, can still use it to identify things.
So I don't have to give it back.
You do not need to give it back, no.
Okay, thank you. And then he walks away.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess Campion's gonna do whatever Campion is doing. All right, then.
All right, break.
Okay, Cynric, you and I can go grab what we need to grab.
Let's do it.
And then they, we'll meet you back at the estate.
Will do. I don't know what time I'll be back. I'm going to try and set up a meeting with Kate.
Well, that's fine. I need to get to the Talon's Claw by like 9, so.
All right. Begin to go your separate ways. All
Yup.
right. Because my ultimate favorite thing is shopping. Let's get that out of the way first.
Yeah. Yeah, by all means, let's take care of ours because I don't.
So what do you easily enough you can find a place that sells horses and all of the barding and cart and things like that, or carriage or wagon or whatever you want to buy. So you and Cynric head off and eventually make your way to one of the stables that has these things. What are you purchasing?
It's covered cart, couple horses.
So do you want a wagon or a carriage?
Wagon probably.
Okay. So wagon, okay. So the wagon is 35 and you want 2 draft horses?
I mean, that should be enough to pull it.
Yeah, 2 draft horses should be enough.
All right. So wagon and 2 draft horses. So it's 135.
Do we want to buy like an extra wheel or something just in case?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to grab like some spare parts or whatever. Perry is relying on you to
Okay,
take
so you
care
buy
of
an
this
extra
because
wagon
she is
wheel.
not
I'll
this
say
kind
it's
of
like
person.
probably like 5 gold.
Okay.
And can we? Let's see. We need feed for the horses.
140. Yeah. How much feed do you want?
Enough for, let's say, 3 weeks, and for right now,
3 weeks.
just in
okay.
case.
Yeah. So.
I mean,
so
we're supposed to be
21 days per horse. 42. Let me just do this.
Was it 2 gold per?
No. It's cheap. It's super cheap.
Yeah,
let's
no,
see.
horse meat's cheap. It's basically hay.
So it's so that's 21 silver.
Okay.
For
and
that. So 2 gold. I'll just say 2 gold for the 3 weeks of food. So you're at 142 gold.
Can we get like a barrel of, to hold water while we're here, or
you
as
can
far as the
if
horses
you-
and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can
And
get a barrel.
what would the
so I'll say that's
capacity
probably
be?
like
Like 1 or 2 barrels for everything?
Well, okay. So you have a wagon. Then you're probably gonna want a carriage because you have 6 people.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I mean,
Yeah,
as
I'm
far
saying
as
like
capacity.
yeah, like you have 6 people, 3 weeks of food for horses.
Yeah, we're gonna need a carriage.
Yeah.
Your
I
own
was thinking
stuff.
like a wagon was gonna be like a big ass like Ticonderoga type thing.
Nah, I
so.
think that's
No.
the carriage.
So
I think that's
okay,
the carriage,
So
so-
carriage
Yeah,
is
we need a
100 gold.
carriage.
So
Okay.
so you're at 200 gold, 200 207 gold. I think right now.
Yes.
So then with the 2 barrels of water, which probably will hold, I don't know, like what does a barrel hold? 5 gallons, something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
Maybe more than
A
that.
couple
I don't know.
gallons, up to 10, I believe, depending on
Okay,
how big
let's
the
say 10
barrel is.
gallons each barrel.
Jesus,
so you'll have
okay.
20 gallons of water. That'll be, I'll say like each barrel is maybe like 2 gold each. So it's another 4 gold. So you're at like 211 gold.
okay.
I mean, I think that's all for the necessities.
Okay, and then you go to a clothing place and you want to
Yeah,
get
warm weather
winter
clothes.
clothes for
Yeah,
everyone.
just some coats.
Yeah, winter clothes for everyone.
Okay. Since the rest of your group isn't there with you, you kind of have to like judge out their sizing and stuff like that.
I brought Campion. You didn't perfect for this.
Campion and his notes where he measures our heads in his sleep.
But you kind of understand what everyone's sort of size is, and you can always get bigger
Yeah.
to cover people. I'll say like to get some warm shirts, coats, gloves, and pants and socks for like each person, probably like a gold each, so like another 6 gold.
Cool.
And then I'll probably get you like a couple of sets so that so that if one gets like wet or snowed or icy or something like that, you'll have a change.
Right.
And then I guess the last couple of things would be some bundles of firewood just in case. Maybe like 1 bundle or something.
Okay, so say like all in all, you're probably looking at like 220 gold for everything.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take 220 out of the bag of holding then.
All right.
This is why Perry brought him, because she does not know what the fuck she's doing when it comes to packing.
Is there anything else you need?
I don't think so, because we had food and stuff. Plus we can hunt.
Do we have plenty of rations still?
We have 70.
70.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We haven't really been using them as the.
We've been in cities a lot, so.
Yeah.
We haven't been out on the road since we got to Tsuma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah, we're good.
Everything.
Cool.
So you pack everything, like you get everything done. You pack it into the carriage that you have, which is more than large enough, and you set a time that you'll come back in the morning to pick up your horses and hitch them to the carriage and take it with you. And the owners have no problem boarding the horses for the evening for you to take them in the morning.
Right.
All right.
Shopping done. Everybody else do your
it takes you a couple of hours to do all of that and get everything settled. But probably around dinner time, by around like 6:30, you find yourselves back towards the estate, getting back
Awesome.
to the house. All right. Campion, where did you go?
I followed Baltane.
Oh,
Okay, you're going with
okay,
Baltaim and
well.
Oriana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
He just creepily followed along and didn't say anything.
Silently behind everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, when you said you were walking off, you kind of walk off, realize Baltaim has to wait for Oriana, and kind
Yeah.
of just like stand on the opposite side of the street for a second, not really knowing where they're going. But as they start to walk along, Baltaim, you see Campion sidling up alongside you guys. You make your way towards Ileana's tower and find yourselves in front of the large door.
Before we go in, I'll just say to Campion, can we please keep our structural and magical opinions to ourselves? This woman does hold my sister's life in her balance, so if we could put our kind faces on.
Not to mention, she's probably one of the most powerful arcanists in this country.
No, don't
And could
do that. Don't do
probably
that.
turn
Don't do that.
people
Don't do
into
that.
a toad.
Don't do that. Stop. You see what you're doing? Stop doing that. You're
Yeah.
inviting,
Well.
you're inviting challenge. You're inviting challenge into his life.
While you're saying this, Campion's like, oh yes, of course. He's sniffing the door.
Okay. I mean, it's a door.
He's sniffing the door.
He's sniffing the door.
Okay. I mean, it's a seemingly wooden door.
As long as this is fine, I guess.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Is this fine?
Yes, but usually
He starts like
sniff
touching
their
it. Is this
doors.
fine? Is this fine or no?
Oh,
the door.
He's going to die.
I like the door.
You lick the door?
And I like the door.
Okay.
Please tell me it's a splinter in his tongue.
No, but it's wood. Maybe a little
Okay, so it's
maybe a little
it's okay.
varnish.
Got you.
Doesn't taste particularly appetizing, but I don't know if wood's your diet choice.
Please
Hey,
don't do
I
that.
don't judge.
I got a little too excited. I thought this would be.
Yeah,
a
please don't do
door.
that. That's not.
It's not a magical door. We may proceed now.
Can you tell magic by the taste of how the? Does magic have a taste, Campion?
Yes, like really salty rocks.
I think you were just licking rocks. I think like you licked a cave. I think that was just the cave. Yeah, I think there's just
In order for me to know, I would have to lick several different types of sediment. So yes, I'll tell you, I have licked caves. We may proceed now.
Please ask if you want to lick people's property first.
Of course.
Okay.
We go inside. Can we knock?
I mean, are you good luck trying to just get inside?
Yeah, just go inside. Yeah. Can we knock? Can we do
Hey,
that?
man, like
of course
pushing the
you
door.
can.
I just knock
Okay, you knock
like a
and
human.
yeah, and after a moment, the door just and opens, seemingly by itself, and you enter in to that main sort of like living room area at the bottom of the tower that you had briefly passed by after you had been taken there the last time. But it's just set up with like a nice fireplace, a small sort of coffee table, some seating around it, a few pictures on the walls, with the stairs sort of leading in a spiral upwards to the next floor. As you step inside, the door behind you, and you are left
real
for a
quick.
moment. Yes.
But before we go in,
Uh-huh.
could I have sent a message? Because the last time I was in there was anti-man. I don't know if I'll be able to send in there.
Okay, you can send a message. Who are you sending a message to?
To Cade.
Okay.
Would you be free to meet tonight, perhaps for dinner or a drink if you don't have that kind of time? I have some questions.
takes a moment or two. I am very busy. Perhaps late in the evening, I could meet for a drink or a conversation, at least. Do you want me to come by your estate?
Shit. Gonna have to respond. I will respond. Yes, the estate would be fine.
I will be there around. I will try to make it around 11. Might be a bit later than that.
Okay.
All right, you step inside, door shuts behind you. You're left in that room for a moment before you hear the clicking of shoes on stone as from around the corner, coming down the steps, the familiar purple tiefling form of Ilyana. She looks at you. Well, this is a pleasure, of course. Baltaim, I assume you wish to see your sister?
Yes, if I could, so kindly.
Yes, of course. Are your friends joining you?
I just looked to Oriana and Campion.
I believe we have our own topic to discuss, my lady.
Right. We can speak of this separately. And you, I do not know you. You are Baltaim's friend. You wish to meet with his sister as well?
Or are you speaking to me?
No, I'm speaking to the ghost behind you.
It's close.
No, I was speaking to you.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
No, that's
yes,
fine.
I'm
But
here.
yes, you. I have not. I remember seeing you when you all teleported into my tower, but we did not formally speak with one another, and I haven't seen you since. So I was wondering, are you following Baltaim?
Yes.
Okay. Oriana, please let me take them to where they need to go first, and then we can have our discussion while they are meeting with Miss Shaitis. And she begins to lead you up the steps of the tower. Campion, you do notice you do not have the properties of any of your items right now. They are all dormant. Baltaim, same with you.
Yeah. I assume I felt that when I came in the first time.
Mm-hmm. You already know this, but Campion
Yeah.
did not. So yeah, the glasses, yeah, in certain dimmer areas of the tower, you're not seeing so well in the dark. But as you are led up the staircase, you eventually go up a couple of floors and find yourselves at the same sort of archway that leads you into that room where you step through, and Ilyana sort of waves her hand for a moment, casts an incantation, and you watch as that sort of spark of energy opens up, and sort of this sort of opening doorway opens. She says, Baltaim, you have an hour. Please let me know if you need more time.
Thank you.
I believe it's an hour. Let me just make sure. Yeah, you have an hour. And you and Campion step through, and you are inside that room with your sister. She is currently reading a book in a comfortable chair in the corner of the room, and she looks up as you come in. Ah, Baltaim.
How they treating in here, Shah?
Pretty well. I've been outside as necessary when I need to. I'm not kept here like a prisoner, but I am requested to stay here most of the time until I can, until they do some studies on the power within. I'm keeping control of it as best as I can.
That's good. Sorry, I'm being rude. This is my friend, Campion.
Yes,
This is my
you
sister.
are in the those catacombs. It is a pleasure to be able to speak with you more freely now, Campion.
Oh.
Is he mute?
No, he just does that. He's thinking.
I see.
Seems a nice, sterile environment.
Right. It's a bedroom and a little living area. I have food and comforts of knowledge and interest. And like I said, I do get out to see the world when I need. But I am also safe in here.
Actually, I got you something here, and I'll go into my pack and I will pull out that sunset painting I got from one of the street peddlers.
Oh, okay. She takes it and she's like,
in the street.
this is beautiful. It will be nice. And she like goes and like sets it against the desk and says, I will find a place for it when I get a chance to decorate. I will talk to Ileana about acquiring some tools to put it up. Or knowing her, she'll wave her hands and make it happen.
Yeah, magic sort of very convenient, apparently.
It can be, yes. It can be.
I don't know if my other friend had the time to come yet, but Fulton.
Yes, Fulton. Yes, he did actually. We had a conversation. He has some theories, but he says it is unfortunate I could not go to Agraria with him. He thinks that perhaps in his own lab he might be able to figure out how to siphon the energy away without harm. It would take time, but he would need to study there. Still, that is not in the cards right now.
Yeah, maybe he can still do something on his own, but Ileana said she's not disallowing him to come and help, so hopefully.
No, but it sounds like
true.
he needs to be other places as well, so I'm not sure how often your friend will be able to return here. He says he is part of some guild, quite an important member of Agraria. The Archaeology Guild, Adventuring Guild, something.
That sounds familiar. I don't know. I might be in a similar boat with him. I don't know how soon I can come back to return to you. I'm gonna be off doing some important stuff pretty soon.
Everyone seems busy these days. So, when will I see you again? Or should I not expect to?
gonna be pretty busy here for a couple of weeks. Maybe in a month or so. Could be longer, could be shorter.
Well, I know you have your own issues to deal with, and you have your friends now. I will do my best to hold out here. I can only do what I can do, and this is unfamiliar territory for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now.
I don't have... Well, I have more freedom than I did being experimented on. I do not have the freedom to just run. And even if I did, I would not know where to go. That wouldn't harm someone. So I will stay here, and I will do my best to work with Ileana to see if we can figure this out. She also has some ideas as well.
That's good. Just keep with Ileana. I don't know how much I trust anyone, but if I don't come back within a month or so, just keep with her.
I don't really have much of a choice, but
I know you don't really have a choice, but
so yes, I will be sitting here for the foreseeable future. Unless your friend or Ileana and the government here can figure things out.
Hopefully we can deal with this and start freeing up some time for that.
I wish you luck then.
Campion, anything to add? You good?
What are you doing for the next month?
We're gonna be doing some things for the government here, and then need to deal with a fuck all god of darkness. So little stuff.
I see. So on your way to find me, you managed to get yourself caught up in dealing with gods.
Well, I would tell you I, like to avoid trouble, but we both know that is not very true.
No,
So,
you love to step in it and wipe it all over yourself.
I definitely stepped. But I'm in good enough hands.
I'm sorry, Campion, you said you had a question.
Yes. Were you the only one getting experimented on?
No. I thought you were there when
Butcher's daughter?
When he talked about his daughter.
I mean, yeah, but I didn't assume. I mean, were you the only one going through? I was trying to clarify. Were you the only one that was going through the experiments? Did you see anyone
No,
else
there are other people,
simultaneously
I
going through
believe,
the
who
experiments?
died as well. Many people. I
All
was
of
one of
them-
the more resilient.
And all of them seem to be of your lineage, correct?
It's untouched. Yes.
Yes. when you were being experimented on, did it feel that a lot of necrotic energy was being flooded into your body?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm done asking questions now.
No,
You may continue.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes a little bit to get used to.
I mean, you say you're in good hands.
Probably not my best choice to bring in, but I'm
He
not
seems
one to.
intelligent, if a
Yeah,
little
he's
misguided.
Yeah. My other friend's talking to Ileana now, so maybe she should probably came in. Probably been a better choice.
Perhaps, but she's also talking to Ileana, so.
Yeah. He's all right. He just gets. He's a quiet taste. I've come to learn.
So are you.
That's fair.
Well, would you like some tea while you're here?
No, don't do that.
Well,
Don't offer-
Campion's too busy. He's too busy, kind of like he has one of his baubles in his hand and he's shaking it, and then he throws it on the ground, and he's like, "That's interesting."
All right, Paul. He's distracted.
Yeah.
Pour fast.
He didn't hear the tea thing.
Okay, she pours you a cup of tea, and sits down, just to have chatter with you. Your magic is working in here, Campion.
Oh, okay, cool beans.
Just wasn't working in certain parts of the tower.
Oh, okay. I thought it was working here. Okay.
Now you're just gonna like
Okay. Could I
X-ray all through.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, none of my things are working now. He's like, he's like, my intelligence, I feel slightly.
Things seem clearer now.
Things
I
are so
can see
hazy.
clearly now. The rain is gone. But yeah, so she pours you some tea, and you guys sit down for a moment, to chat. Campion, are you doing anything specific?
Yeah, he slides away like his cup of tea towards Baltaim,
Mm-hmm.
and then he begins to. I would like to attempt to, either if I can do an Arcana or like an investigation check to see if, or like a medicine check to see if she's there's like physical like ailments to her condition at this point.
Oh, I mean, she's not really showing anything that you can see. You remember seeing that glow when she was holding it in. Right now, you don't see that. It seems under control.
Okay.
But you're welcome to make like, I'll say make an Arcana.
I will make an Arcana. That's a 27.
You're not sure. I mean, you'd really have to do like extensive tests on her to really understand what that glow was. But based on like what you've read about Sun Touched and ASMR, you get the sense of the amount of energy, like celestial energy, it takes to infuse someone with the abilities they gain becoming Sun Touched, or Fallen, and the glow, and sort of what she described to you all when you first met her gives you the sense of whatever was being done was trying to harness that energy.
Oh. and then caused it to become unstable inadvertently?
You're not like experimenting with any powerful force. Doing things incorrectly can lead to unstable, erroneous results, as in any scientific experiment. If you mix the wrong substances together, if you use the wrong voltage in an experiment, in a circuit, you can fry it. Like many different things. If you amplify the energy of something too much, you can cause a small explosion. And so you're not sure exactly what was going on, and in the end, what success was had. But that's what you get the sense of, like, there is the celestial ability and energy that naturally comes from being in ASMR was what was attempting to be harnessed and causing some of them to explode like living bombs.
Okay.
And why she is afraid and also has to stay calm and collected and in a state of sort of neutrality, because a lot of those energies are brought out in emotive states, similar to how you've seen with Peregrine when she was learning to control her magic. So yes.
Okay, so you're saying that Campion, from doing that role, can assess that at some point it wasn't the main result. Then result wasn't for them to become unstable and explode.
No.
But to potentially harness the energies
for some reason.
For some reason.
You
Okay,
don't know why?
cool.
I mean,
That
potentially it could have been harnessed for weaponry, and the unintended,
but not for them to like explode.
The unintended purpose, the unintended sort of result was those people exploded, and then that energy was released. Like maybe they were trying to harness the energy to create, like,
if you're
small
trying to make
motes
a,
of bomb
energy
energy or whatever,
like
or
Asmar,
whatever. But yes, you're whatever. But that energy was trying to be harnessed in some way, whether it be for a weapon, to power something, to do something with. You don't know what purpose, but you get the sense that was the ultimate goal. Not to send people out into a city to explode.
Okay. See, because that was my first hypothesis.
To just explode people. Yeah, because that was what
like,
you were all about. You were like, they're just gonna send people and ruin the whole city, and they'll just explode.
That's such a waste if like Azamar are so rare, and I'm just like, they gotta be doing something.
No.
Okay, cool.
Based on all of your research now and like thinking about it and coming back to seeing her now and seeing that she's able to sort of calmly control what was done, you get the sense of whatever was done to her has now put her in this perpetual state of instability, because of how things were done. Unlike a normal ASMR who can like walk around their day, use their abilities, their God-given abilities to do whatever they need to do, and live like a normal life. She is no longer able to easily do so without the worry of potentially releasing more energy than was expected. And so
now,
she's
is she meditating to keep herself stable, or is the cell draining the energy?
No, this you realize that you're in some kind of like demi-plane. The demi-plane is just there should she lose control at any point. She will explode within this room, and not harm anyone else other than herself. But it's not draining her. They still don't have an understanding of how to handle this. Like no one has an understanding of exactly what was done, what was tweaked, how to put it back again the way that it should be, or what needs to happen. So that's still kind of what everyone's trying to figure out.
Campion puts his hands on her face, and then like just brings her face to his face. He's like, I would like you to remember very carefully. we talk about something about an energy source or some kind of apparatus to harness energy or some kind of machine?
She's like staring at you, and she's like, "Can you please remove your hands from my face?"
I apologize. And he slowly lets go. And he slowly
She-
gets back.
Yeah, she pulls back, and
Is this a comfortable distance?
yes, I was often in and out of consciousness when things were being done. I heard the pieces that I've explained to you before. I don't know much more other than something with our blood or our essence. And Efrain was trying to do something, to use it for some purpose. I don't know why. And he seemingly was able to, I guess, figure it out with Celeste.
And Celeste's butcher's daughter, correct, DM?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I believe that's what I named her. Oh God, did I get the name
Oh,
wrong?
yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's right. But you know me, I will sometimes fuck things up.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
It is, yeah, Celeste, yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Celine or Celeste, but I said Celeste, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, she says, yes, that's Gavin's daughter. As far as I know, machinery, I don't think so. It was more arcane rituals, things of that nature.
And this feeling you were feeling before you were able to bring yourself under control, how does it feel? Is it like a pit in your stomach, or like a pulsating around your skin? Could you clarify the feeling? You feel it now?
Have you ever had a pounding headache?
Yes.
It feels like your brain is going to explode from your skull. Like it's larger than your head. And the pressure of your skull around it is causing the pounding pain. And if you could just open the top of your head and let it out, you would feel better.
Okay.
That's the feeling of whatever is within me, but within my chest.
Okay. And you feel this now, correct?
All the time, but less so when I am able to be at a place of calmness and sereneness, when I am unbothered by stresses of certain situations.
But this is only temporary, correct?
No, I can't. I know I won't be able to do it forever.
Okay.
It will
And
eventually consume me.
okay. Now let's gauge in a numerical value. If 10 being the highest, the original pain you felt before you were able to get yourself calm, and the pain scale now, where would that be?
Maybe a 3. or 4.
Okay, this is all I need to know.
I am happy that you are working through something.
I don't quite know if there's these results leading good or bad yet. I haven't seen enough to.
I mean, the more minds that are on this problem, Valtaim,
Yeah, he is a pretty
can't
smart
hurt.
cookie. So
But yes, it's hopefully someone will be able to figure something out. I will hold on as long as I can.
Would like you to not worry. If myself and the owner of this tower and Fulton are combining our collectively large intelligences together, I'm pretty sure we'll fix you.
That is reassuring.
It should be. We are very intelligent people.
yep, you're very smart, Captain. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then I look forward to our next meeting, Mr. Campion. Hopefully you are back before a month or longer.
Yes. If not, I will make sure to leave my notebook. I'll leave my notebook number 87 with Baltaim. It has all my notes regarding this situation. So.
Well, I assume if you're not back in a month, he's probably not back in a month either.
I mean that's mostly assuming a situation. I'm
It
dying,
is.
so. Yeah.
So am I.
I know. But Baltaim's he has a very high likely chance of survival. I'm saying he has a higher chance of survival than I do. So if I perish, and he's the only one that comes back, he will have the notebook to give to Fulton, who is a dum-dum.
Didn't you just say he was very intelligent?
Compared to the rest of you.
All right, I think we're past Campion's bedtime. Shartiz, I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. He is a character.
Yeah.
Well, next time we see each other, I hope you will regale me with all of the tales of what you've been doing with gods of darkness and errands for the government.
Yeah, I hope I have a little bit more than just tales, though. Some sort of good news along with it.
I hope for that too. And she sits and sips more of her tea as you continue to converse for a little while before you have to head out.
I'll tell Campion stories about like just us growing up. A lot of them very commonly Baltaim fucking something up, getting into trouble. Shartiz just bail him out usually. So for like the next hour or so, or how long we've been here, a lot of that to Campion.
Okay. Oriana, as they step into the demi-plane in that room with the archway, and it sort of like closes up slightly behind them, you are led across the hall into like another room that seems sort of more of like an office area. And Ileana steps sort of behind a desk and sort of sits herself down and leans over the desk and offers you a chair.
We'll sit.
So, you wish to have access to my teleportation circle?
Yes, I am trying to understand arcane methods of travel. I think it would be useful, not just for me to be able to return home, but for my friends and I, if we ever need to make our way back here to help or provide aid when necessary.
I see. Yes. Having access to these circles is quite useful, of course. What exactly do you propose to do for me to get access to my own personal circle inside my tower?
Well, I can say that I know that it is a grand favor to ask. It is not something that paltry gifts or favors can pay for. Especially since this is within your place of residence. I know that makes it even more valuable. But to be honest, I don't know if there even are any other circles in the city or in Atril in general, for that matter.
Well, that is something you will have to find out. But you wish to have access to mine. This, of course, can be done. But I will not just give it to you now. You will have to do something first, and then I will, based on payment of the things that you do, I will, of course, give you access.
That is a fair agreement. I should let you know in advance. We are planning on leaving the city tomorrow, and I do not know when we may return. We have business at Emberhold, as I'm sure you're aware.
And where are you planning to go?
There are some dangerous individuals and places that need protecting in the world.
So you will be leaving Atril?
Yes, we would not be within the country, I'm afraid.
Are you going to Isgrav?
Not immediately, I don't think. There are other places that we need to return to first.
So where are you headed?
You wanted this meeting, dude. You don't get to complain.
Yeah, you gotta fuck yourself there.
In which
This meeting
Oriana
with
opens
this
the door
person.
and regrets it immediately.
You mean most of her decisions? Yeah, I'm familiar.
He may be heading into Veladon.
Very interesting. Belladon. You may not be so welcome there. I would be careful.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
But that is quite useful. If you are going into the lion's den, then you can procure me something very important. You wish for access to my circle. There is an important relic that I lost many years ago. During one of my many encounters with Veladon forces. If you can get it back for me, a chalice.
I wasn't aware that you interacted with Veladon's forces so personally.
This was long before your time, Oriana. You are so young. But yes, I have interacted with many countries' forces and people. It was before I was in the station I am in today, but it happened. So, if you can get me this chalice, I believe the last place I had information that it was in a temple of Bahamut within Sunshield City. They have it kept under lock and key. And I have not yet found a good way of getting it back myself without causing, well, an uproar. And we are so trying to prevent wars on multiple fronts. And I know the duties of diplomacy, so. But you are not under the same scrutiny as me. So, if you can go and get it, I will happily give you access to come and go as you wish within my tower.
May I ask, is this just a relic of your past? A memento that holds memories? Or is this actually something that has power?
It is of importance to me. It holds a little power, but not anything that would cause undue harm to multitudes of people.
I would like to insight check that.
Go ahead.
Oh, if only I still wore the armor. Oh, not bad. 18.
She is very hard to read.
She's literally.
What a surprise! Your insight check on Satan failed. Oh
But-
my!
She's
But
literally
you-
this deep government.
She is just very, very, seems very calm, seems to be giving you the information that you need. You don't detect malicious lies in what she's saying. It is up to you, of course. No harm if you do not wish to do this. But if and when you do, and you bring this chalice back to me, then you will have full access to copy the runes needed to return here anytime you would need to teleport. If you choose not to, it will have no undue effects on Baltaim's ability to see his sister or to visit.
Very well. I will see what I can do.
I know you will.
What material is the chalice made out of?
Yes. It is a bronze with inlaid red gems. You will know it when you see it, if you see it.
Dare I poke the bear?
Now, is there anything else?
Does the name Lilith mean anything to you?
Oh shit. She just looks at you. Straight face. Interesting that you would mention that name. And she kind of like looks you up and down.
Heard it from a mutual friend.
Yes. His choice in women was always questionable. Lilith is an old friend.
Claire is very confused.
That's all you get from her.
I see. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time.
Be careful the games you play, Oriana, and the stories you weave. The god of domination was named so for a reason. We are all pawns in his game one way or another. And sounds like you play right into his hands. Now, let us go greet your friends. Make sure that they are comfortable in their accommodations.
Yes, let's.
She stands up, a wry smile on her face, and leads you out. And eventually you see the sort of doorway opening up, Baltaim Campion, as Ileana and Oriana step through. I hope that you have been having a wonderful reunion with one another. Baltaim, I have been telling your sister that I have some small understandings of what might be able to be done, but nothing concrete yet, and I do not want to instill either of you with hope just yet. But there are some ideas percolating in my mind.
Yeah, she's been telling me about that. I don't quite understand much about stuff, but Campion has been getting some ideas as well. So
You did not, lick her, did you, Campion?
he has not yet, and for his sake, I
There's
hope he doesn't.
I would
There's no
recommend
need.
against it. It is quite rude to do so to most things. Inanimate objects, I suppose. Don't have feelings, but sentience and sapient
It's
things do.
unhygienic to lick living things.
It's unhygienic to lick non-living things. Do you know how
Yeah,
many
it's just-
bacteria are on a door? How many hands pass by it, touch it all day long?
But how can one truly appreciate materials if not experiencing it through all five senses?
with their eyes.
We are not canines, Mr. Campion. We do not need to taste everything to gain an understanding of it. You, as a man of science, should understand the very nature of this. If you put acid in your mouth, you will burn your tongue off and never be able to taste anything again. So you do not do so with a substance as corrosive and dangerous. I am of the arcane, so I do not dabble so much in the sciences, but I know many people who do. So you know that we have five senses, and unlike canines and the animal kingdom, who do not have opposable thumbs and fingers, we have the ability to interact with the words much differently.
Also, she'd like hit you in the face really hard if you lick her. So I've done it before. It's trust me, I've been there. Not the best option.
I would just ask you next time to refrain from licking my door or any of the other objects in my tower.
Okay.
Thank you. Baltaim, I think you have about 15 minutes left if you still need them. I just wanted to come by and let you know that what the time is at, and leave you with Oriana here so that you can finish up your time together before you head out.
All right. Yeah, I'll be done pretty soon. Pretty soon here.
Of course, I will be outside.
Actually, I need to talk with you.
Okay. Well,
Of course.
So you continue here, Baltaim. I will host
Right.
outside.
Follow me, Campion. I will take you to where I conversed with Miss Oriana. And she steps out, Campion, and leads you again across the way, similar to where Oriana was led, to an office, and motions for the chair as she steps behind the desk and sits down.
He'll stand.
Okay. How can I help you, Campion?
So, Tratis, I'm bad with names.
Yes, Shaitis, yes.
Yeah, she specified that you have conducted your own investigations upon her
Initial
condition.
investigations, yes. I haven't had much time. It's only been a few days since you all brought her out of the tomb.
But you seem as a very intelligent, capable woman. I believe 3 days is simple work for you.
That is a generous compliment, but I am not a miracle worker, and I do not know exactly what rituals were done to Miss Shaitis. I also am one of the heads of this country, and I have more duties than just studying one person all day and night. So I have only had very minute amounts of time to really dig into Miss Shaitis's conundrum.
May I ask what your agents were able to find any was within that area which we specified we found her?
You may ask, but I have no inclination to tell you. That is classified information to do with our government and our people.
Understand.
Apologies, but open investigations like that cannot be exposed to the public.
Well, I can see where you're coming from. But if it is, I'm a free agent of sorts. I have no lineage to any nation, that's one of your worries. My pursuit is only in knowledge and acquiring said knowledge.
Would you like to join the Strangled Vine, then?
I don't trust any of you.
That is fair. But I don't trust you either, so why would I give you any information?
I am not a dangerous individual.
Really?
I believe so. I mean, I have a crossbow, and I have great bow.
And you have those goggles on your face.
Yes.
Right.
But I wouldn't consider them a weapon of sorts. They are...
Oh, but you know intelligence is a weapon.
certain individuals, such as yourself.
Intelligence is the strongest weapon. That and a bit of charisma. Campion. I just need to take one look at you, and you are a very important and strong individual.
I appreciate your compliments, but flattery has no reason.
It is not flattery, it is fact.
Well,
Your entire group managed to make it out of that tomb with your lives intact. So to come to me and tell me that I have nothing to worry about, and that you have no strength behind your words, we both know that's a blatant lie.
I didn't lie. You're not a threat to me. And as long as you stay a threat, there will not be an issue between us.
That's the problem, Campion. Those with no loyalties can shift and bend so easily. So while we may not be at odds right now, the winds of change are always at play. And there is nothing to say that tomorrow you will not turn around and find me to be your greatest enemy for whatever reason. Simply because you have no loyalties, and because you have no reason to trust me. So, for me to put any trust in you would be foolish for someone as intelligent as I am. Without some guarantee that you won't turn around and blow me up.
There is no need for fineries. I was raised by a dwarf. If you would like to make a deal, I will happily make one if it is within my capabilities. So state what you want.
I don't want anything from you, Campion. You tell me what you want. What exactly are you looking for here?
I want to know the weapon a friend was building.
That I do not know.
Can I insight check her?
Go ahead.
That is a 17. Could I attempt to do my flash of genius or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So
That'll be
it
a plus
adds a
6.
6, right? So 23?
Mhm.
She seems to be being straight with you. She does not know.
Okay. But you won't tell
As
me
far
what
as you
you
can tell. I
found
mean,
about
she is a
the-
hard to read woman, but she seems to be being fairly honest with you.
in this sense. Okay.
In this sense, yeah.
You don't know, but you won't tell me what your agents have found. Correct.
Again, you are not a part of my government. You are not a part of my police force. You are not a part of my city guard. You are not a part of my military. Tell me what place you have ever been, Campion, where you have been given that information freely and not had to steal, bribe, or find ways around getting it if you are not one of those things I just mentioned.
Okay. So what can you tell me then?
I can tell you he is no longer in the city. I can tell you I do not know where he is. I can tell you he was using his position as a way to provide himself with a cover. But at the same time, he was also imparting us with important information that we as a nation needed. So he got his position because he did have useful skills and information for us. But he also did it to bolster his own ability to research and do what he needed to do under the cover of only being here for the triumvirate and to help Atriel. So he had his own plans. I was not privy to all of them, nor was he privy to all of mine.
So I can assume you two were not on the most friendly of sorts, correct?
We worked together. We were allies. I still consider him an ally. I don't believe what he was doing was to harm us or the nation. Not directly.
But you believe his means were just.
I do not know what his means are. Right now, he is not an enemy unless he makes himself one. Why he was doing what he was doing, I do not know. And what he is getting out of it, I also do not know. But he was doing everything in a place that none of us really have oversight into. The Forbidden Tomb was forbidden for a reason. It was locked for a reason. How he got through those locks, that is a mystery as well to me.
I don't believe it's a mystery. I believe someone felt his research was needed for your country's stability and allowed
I
him
don't
to.
think his research was for our country's stability. His research had nothing to do with our country's stability.
No, but someone thought it could be used in that way.
Perhaps. But there are very few people who would have access to the magics needed to remove the seals on that tomb. I can count them on a few fingers. Me being one of them, and I never did.
And that's what you claim.
Believe what you want.
Wow.
If anything, I have gotten nothing out of his research. I don't know what he was doing. I have a subject in my home that I am attempting to figure out, which was not guaranteed, by the way. It just happened to be brought to me by you all as a group after you had re-entered the city. But I had no guarantees I was going to get anything, and like I said, I do not know where he is now. So if I was helping him, it was a very bad deal on my part. Also, my own organization was attempting to blackmail me, working with him. Seems a strange thing that I would allow him to infiltrate my organization, set up the commander, and then use that to help myself. How? Your conspiracy theories are not quite fully fleshed out, Mr. Campion.
I wouldn't label them theories, more
I would.
hunches. Either way, I believe you sell yourself short. You have all the elements you need. You're smart and resourceful. I believe you'll figure out what he's been doing.
Well, I will hopefully figure out how to help Chaitis in some way and figure out exactly what is going on with her and the power within her. But it will take some time and some effort, and I hope to do it before she expires.
I hope so as well. As you have said, it is not me who is the strongest, but the collective.
This is true. Your group is strong with one another. Is there anything else I can help you with, Campion, other than giving secrets of our country to you?
No, I am done. This conversation is no longer needed.
Very well. Let us go back to your friends. It's almost time up. Baltaim, you and Oriana and Shai are left in the room as the other two exit. Is there anything else you would like to do in these last sort of 15 minutes?
I'll just introduce myself to her.
Pleasure.
Yeah, just introduce her. Oh.
It's nice to meet you. Please don't grab my face.
Why would anyone do
Campion.
that? He's
Special, I know.
that's one word for it.
Baltaim, you do take care of yourself.
I will try my best. Actually, try my best this time.
And if you get a
Right.
chance, let our parents know I am okay.
Alright.
And that you are as well.
Well. Okay. give her a hug
She'll
before
hug you back.
leaving.
And as you step up to that like sort of little mote of light, it widens and opens. And as you step out, you see Campion and Ileana sort of coming up to meet you. And Ileana just says, I see you are done.
Yeah, we're done for now. I hate to be pair the threes, but if you don't mind, I would actually like to talk to you as well at some point. Won't be
We
too
can't
long.
speak right now. I will see your friends out, and then we can have a conversation.
All right. I guess I'll see you guys at Oriana's.
You can come with me. We can speak down in the sitting room area, but let these guests kindly out. And she takes you down those few flights of winding stairs to the doorway. It's already open as you make it down to that first floor. And she stands aside and lets you walk through. It says, "It was a pleasure speaking with both of you. I wish you all the best in your travels. Have a good evening."
Thank you for your time.
Of course. And the door just... And she turns to you, Baltaim, and motions for you to sit on one of the chairs. And she sits down. She says, "So, how can I help you? You all seem so talkative."
Yeah, I just retroactively like to apologize for Campion. I don't know what he said to you, but I feel like he just offends people usually. So I just want to say I'm sorry for his.
It is fine. He is quite an intelligent, resourceful mind, and he attempted to get the information out of me that I just cannot give, unfortunately.
Right. Well, this is more or less that's about how you can help me, and more of how can I help you, sort of thing. Is there anything I can do to free you up potentially?
Unfortunately, running a country tends to take up a majority of your time. But in your travels, if there is anything regarding transference of energy or something more about sun-touched or any kind of research into the blood or the power, anything like that, if you come across it or someone who has studied it, it would be very useful.
Okay.
I, of course, am trying not to be as invasive as Ephraim was when figuring out whatever it is he has done to your sister and to the others. But in doing so, in not attempting to cause her harm, I have to take it slower. So, the more information I have, if there is information out there beyond just what Ephraim was doing himself, it would be extremely, extremely useful. Potentially could lead to a breakthrough.
Okay. Would it be possible any of that invasive research could be done to someone not sun-touched? Someone similar but not the same?
You are referring to yourself?
Potentially.
That is the thing. From all of what you have said about what was happening, there were no fallen. They were all sun-touched, so There's something about the nature of this untouched that is not or was not necessary for whatever he is doing within you, within the fallen. He specifically needed those not corrupted by that nature. And so to reverse what he was doing, I don't know if me delving into your nature would net me much benefit. I can't say it would net me no benefit, but there is no guarantees. It is better to work on someone of the same or similar nature to your sister.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
And again, I would not want to put you through unnecessary invasive magics to no benefit and waste times that could be spent studying your sister instead.
Okay, that makes sense. I just thought I'd ask if it could help.
No, I understand. And I appreciate you offering. But I am really not in this for benefits to myself, to be honest. Just want to make sure that nothing unduly destructive happens here.
Well, I understand. Like you said, you're busy running the country, and your country probably should take, first priority. I'll
But
keep an eye
also,
out.
Baltaim, imagine a sun touched, exploding, and decimating a portion of Atril. What would most of the country think? It would be seen probably as an act of terrorism from another nation, likely pointing to Veladon, which seems a poor way to start a war. And as much as I believe in Atril and what we are trying to do, I do not wish for undue bloodshed for no reason.
That makes sense, I guess.
Do be careful on your travels. And like I said, if you find anything that you think could be interesting or important, bring it to me. I will do what I can with what I have to try to help your sister.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for anything. Thank you.
You're welcome. She stands up and flicks her hand and the door opens.
I'll give a bow and, politely exit.
Have a good night, Mr. Baltaim. Safe
You as
travels.
well.
And she nods as the door closes behind you.
Make my way, if they're gone, to Oriana's place or Catapult.
Yeah, they've walked away at this point.
Yeah.
To head back, but yeah, you start heading yourself back. Quinn, you
Yo.
charged off into the sunset on your horse with Abigail. Where exactly were you going?
That is a good question. So, essentially, Quinn would just be trying to ride out as fast as he can and hard as he can to try to find some place where he is not going to be disturbed. just somewhere. He probably would just be, because it's the only direction he can remember, riding in towards the ruin, because he's never been anywhere else outside of town. But just
Okay, so you head like sort of north out of town. You have to get slightly past the ruin, because the ruin, while the area itself now is, as you're like riding that way, you see guards again. Now actually like patrolling the area, and you do see that as you like get to the ruins, the entrance is sort of like corded off by like tape and stuff like that, as there's like an active investigation. You do see like quite a few guards around the area. You assume that they're still looking into like whatever happened there and are doing whatever they need to do. But you continue riding out, and you get past sort of like the lower class area of the city that are sort of outside the walls. But maybe just like an hour and a half, 2 hours, you are able to get out of the city far enough where there's like sort of like glade-ish areas where you can find a couple of trees and just like a quiet area where no one will bother you.
Okay, cool.
Sort of off the road.
Okay. So I'm going to stop, and I don't really need to worry about tying up the horse because it's magic and I made it. It just does whatever the fuck I say.
Yep.
Right? Good.
I mean, it is magic, but like if it gets attacked or something like that, or spooked, it's still a horse. So it may run to save itself, but yeah, otherwise like it's not just gonna like as soon as you like let the reins go, it's just gonna like go and run. But as you like let it go, and it'll probably just go over to graze on some grass or something like that.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just let the horse go, do horse stuff, and then I'm going to get the hammer off of the horse, and then just get to a nice broad clearing, and then Quinn is just going to pick up the hammer in front of him, and he's just going to basically start practicing. Essentially just going through like how when he was a kid, how his mom would teach him, this is how you're supposed to swing if you're trying to craft, this is how you're supposed to swing if you're trying to take off someone's head, and just start going through the motions, just try to center himself a little bit.
Okay.
And does that for a little while.
Okay.
And then eventually, which I don't know how long that would be, and what is time anyway, Quinn would just stop what he's doing for a second, because so far the whole centering thing is not working.
You could probably try it for like 15-20 minutes to do your practicing and your swings and stuff like that. Try to calm yourself down, calm your thoughts.
Yeah. And then he's going to start over back from first position, and then just start talking out loud to basically nobody. But as he's going through the motions on the second round, I don't know if any of you fuckers can hear me or who's listening, but if any of you had any idea what the fuck had happened with Dobby, and we were not told, oh, I'm gonna have some fucking choice words. We're supposed to be in this whole thing together. I'm supposed to be some sort of co-worker, and we're supposed to be trying like hell to stop the end of the fucking world. And here I am, down here in the shit, getting surprised by the biggest mistake I ever fucking made, walking around and telling me I'm a fucking bastard. This is not the kind of thing I needed for my fucking day. And speaking of that little son of a bitch, Dobby! Oh, I hope you're still fucking watching me, you motherfucker. I hope you're watching everything I'm doing now, and I want you to pay close fucking attention. I got myself a job since we last met, where I'm supposed to do grievous bodily harm to things that try to do any sort of thing like you're trying to do to things on this plane of existence. Tried to do harm to innocent people. And Sunshine, you made the top of my fucking list. I don't know how you're still walking around, but I know it's a fucking joke. And I'm going to put you in a hole so deep and so fucking dark, the god of darkness himself won't be able to fucking find you. And at the end of that, just because he's super angry, Quinn is going to just raise the hammer and slam it down as hard as he can on the ground. And I am seriously going to burn a fucking 3rd level divine smite on the goddamn ground.
Okay.
And just explode some fucking dirt for no reason.
Okay. As you burn the spell, unlike before where the energy was that red sort of lightning, you see just this black coalescence of energy as you slam and smash down into the ground.
Okay.
And it dirt, and you basically create like a small crater.
Awesome. So seeing the different color and everything, just look at it. All right, which one of you fucks is that?
No response.
Of course there's not. Just when I think nothing can make less sense, things make less fucking sense. Fucking brilliant. And he's going to go back into the first position, just keep going through it and going through it until he loses the daylight.
Yeah, I mean, you probably only, given that it was like around 3:30, took you a couple of hours to get out of the city. You probably have like maybe a couple of hours, since it's like kind of like summer, getting to summertime. So you probably have a couple of hours. By the time it gets to around 7:30, 8 o'clock, it starts to get dark.
Okay, cool. Then whenever it's getting dark, I'm going to get back on the horse and ride nowhere near as fast back to town.
Okay.
And I'm going to go find a bar.
Okay. Any specific one, or just like the closest one on your way in?
You know the kind of bar where everybody knows your name? I want the opposite of that. I want the nega cheers.
Yeah. Do you want one that's like you're trying to find one that's sort of like quieter, where you can kind of like, or do you want one where you'd like get lost in a crowd?
One where I'd get lost in the crowd, one where it wouldn't matter if there's a bar fight and I just happen to join in for no good reason.
Yeah, so on your way back, sort of in the sort of lower class area of town, you do see sort of a small pub, seemingly getting more raucous as people begin to have more drinks, have more food. Seems to be bustling and busy. It's just called the Oaks Staff.
Okay. Cool. So then I'm just going to grab a bite to eat, grab a few drinks. Just shy of enough that it would be a bad idea for me to, let's see. Is there a DUI for horses?
Horse and drive.
Yeah. I don't know if fantasy law has
no, there's no
horse operating whilst intoxicated. I guess they figure as long as the horse isn't drunk, you're fine. Sober horse will get drunk rider somewhere safely.
The horse probably isn't going to allow you to steer it into a building or whatnot. So.
Yeah, like I said, as long as the horse is sober, it seems to me that would probably be okay.
Come on, Lassie, have a force.
But yeah, so you have enough to sort of get yourself inebriated and have some food.
Mm-hmm.
And then what?
I'm basically going to bookend the drinking with food. Food before, food after, because Quinn's not an idiot. He's had plenty of benders in his life. And
eventually
whatever.
Find your way back?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there anything else specific you want to do?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. Okay, so you're probably you're coming in fairly late then, back to the estate. Probably around like midnight 1 o'clock, but that's okay. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool. So the rest of you get back to the estate at varying points. Is there anything the rest of you would like to do for the evening?
And Gary's gonna get ready
Yeah.
to leave.
But other than that,
yeah. Other than that, no.
Can't think of anything. I mean, we got everything we need.
okay.
Yeah. I think we still have that. Have still have like a bottle of that like strong shit, right? I think we drunk like 3.
No, you finished
We
all of
did-
them. I think
finished
you
all
have
of
one
them?
bottle of whiskey left.
A whiskey left. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Balton's gonna just whoever comes in like the den like offer they want just like casually drink, not like get shit faced like we did yesterday.
Okay. I assume Sinric will probably join you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Oriana, Campion, anything?
I'm
I know
gonna
Oriana, you're
chill.
waiting for Cade, but other than that, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Camping.
gonna chill with Baltaim and
Sinric?
Sinrak.
Okay. All right. So the three of you are kind of just casually hanging out, having drinks or milk or just tinkering away or whatever. Eventually,
Milk.
Peregrine, it starts to get close to the time.
Uh-huh.
And I assume you head towards the location that you were told?
Yes, I do.
All right. You make your way towards a Talon's Claw, and you see it seems to be fairly quiet, quieter tavern than some of the ones that you've been to. It seems to just have like a dinner crowd, and people just like quietly conversing. There's a bit of music in the corner being played by a small sort of band, and as you step inside, you see in sort of like at like a corner table, Fulton sitting there, and he kind of like waves you over.
Way back and head over that direction.
And as you head over to sit down at the table, and he kind of like stands up when you get over and smiles and kind of like waits for you to sit down. That's where we'll take our break for the evening.
Woo!
All right. So we will be back very shortly. We're just going to stretch our legs, grab a drink, use the restroom, and we will be back. So stick around, don't head anywhere, and we will finish out our session once we're back from break.
Mm-hmm.
we go. All right, guys, we are back. So, Peregrine, you sit down at the table.
I do.
And Fulton just looks at you and smiles, and he just says, "Oh, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no.
I know it's a weird time and everything like that, but I feel like it's always a weird time, you know."
Yeah, I was gonna say, when is it not a weird time?
I know, and when you're in this kind of line of work, I feel like you're always doing something, even if it's not end of the world stuff. You're doing something. You're figuring something out or helping someone.
Always moving.
Exactly. Sorry. Can I get you something to drink?
Yeah, that'd be great. Some tea would be good, actually.
Of course.
I know
of
it's
course.
lame, but
He just calls over the one of the waiters, and he just asks for some tea for you.
Thank you.
And you just see that he's got sort of just like an ale in front of him. And he just says, "Well, yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, sit and relax for a bit and
Yeah, it's
not
been a lot
worry
lately.
about stuff." And
Yeah.
I figured, I don't know, I feel like if the world is going to shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to not get a chance to spend time with you again.
Yeah. It's a lot, like all the time a lot, and then it's suddenly more a lot.
Oh, you mean with the ruins and everything?
Yeah.
I mean, you can only change what you can change, and you can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're all trying our best to
Yeah.
try to make things right. I wish we could be in more places, but
Yeah.
how's it going with the magic and everything?
Pretty interesting, actually. I seem to be getting better.
That's great.
Learning some neat tricks. Kind of focusing on that whole arcane thing and realizing that, like, I have a connection to nature, but it's not the same. Like, it's like being a druid, but not being a druid. Like, I'm still close to nature, but I don't have the same kind of connection that, like, a lot of people back home have, if that makes sense. Probably
No,
not.
I get it. No, I actually really do get it. It's kind of similar for me. I'm not druidic,
Right.
but a lot of what I grew up with was around the natural world, and I kind of tuned what I do from that learning, I guess. I
Right.
don't know. But I do get it. Probably not in the exact same way as you. I don't have that inherent spark. But I did learn a lot of survival and things like that when I was younger. So
Right.
I get it. Yeah. Mine comes from, I don't know, learning all the stuff I guess I've learned and taking
Right.
that exploration and turning it into technology that I've created.
Right. Yeah. Don't have a lot of that where I'm from. I mean, we obviously don't have a lot of that where I'm from because, well, you know where I'm from.
Well, it wasn't really where I'm from either. But when I moved to Agraria, it was, I mean, they're pretty they're kind of at the forefront of technology, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Agree, it was culture shock. Like a huge culture shock.
I bet.
Uh,
But I mean, you've been so many places now. I'm sure it's all been culture shock.
I mean, going to the Jilra was like going home almost, which was kind
Well,
of
That's its
relaxing.
own thing.
But other than that, no. Like this place, I don't care for this place. I think it's
Quite
because
different.
everybody is out for themselves, and that's not the kind of person I was raised to be. Like, we sort of, for the good of all kind of thing. And like, it's kind of how I accidentally got Baltaim's sister, like, locked up technically, because I was just trying to help, and I was nervous and running off the mouth, like I am now.
It's okay. I mean, I get it. It's difficult being here. I generally let Lex kind of talk to people while here. I don't really feel comfortable dealing with a trillion people most of the time. Some of them are really nice. It's just their culture, like you said, it's very different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to be honest and tell people what I need and what I'm trying to accomplish, and hope that we can help each other. But yeah, here you kind of have to be careful about what you reveal.
Yeah, here is like everything comes with a cost, and like,
Or it can be used against you.
yeah, that too. Like, I'm not used to that kind of thinking. I think I just sort of tell people what I'm thinking, which is probably not the best way to handle everything.
I don't know. I think that, sure, in certain situations, maybe not, but I wouldn't change who you are. You are who you are for a reason. And
Yeah.
maybe Riverren and a Trill are not your strong suit, but that doesn't mean that you should have to change to be here.
Yeah, I like who I am.
Good.
And this place makes me feel like out of place. Like, I've been to big cities now, and like, I'm always out of place in a big city. But this place makes me feel the most out of place of all the places I've been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of talking around the things and deceptions and undercurrents and undertones. I agree. I pick up on it, but I'm just not interested.
I don't feel like, and maybe it's because there's a lot of serious stuff going on right now, but I just don't see the point in playing games with like everything, and that's what goes on here.
It's very political here, yeah.
And it's weird. I don't know.
I mean, it's like that in a lot of places that have governments like this, but yeah, it's pretty bad here. I mean, but Atrill's kind of been known for this kind of stuff. Someone's always trying to steal power from someone else. That's like the entire history of their country.
Yeah, so I'm learning.
Yeah, probably not a best vacation spot.
No, I think I had more fun in like Zuma.
Yeah,
To be
Zuma's pretty
honest.
fun. It's just there's so many wonders there. It's really pretty, and most of the people are pretty nice. They're pretty
Mhm.
open and inclusive of everyone. Yeah, it's one of those places I like too. So, how are you doing in all of this mess?
I am terrified, but at the same time, like, I'm more determined than I've ever been.
That's
Like,
good.
I came face to face with the one thing that has been looming over me apparently for a great deal of my life all of a sudden. And it was absolutely the worst thing I've ever experienced. But at the same time, like, it made it real, like real. And I think it made it real for everybody else in a way.
And you faced it, and you're still here.
By the skin of our teeth. But I mean,
Well, a lot of people would be sticking their heads in the sand or running. I think it's pretty impressive that all of you guys are
yeah,
still willing to charge forward.
I'm pretty proud of us, honestly.
You should be.
We really stuck together.
Yeah, I heard about what happened. Lex kind of told me and filled me in. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Dobby's situation is rough.
Yeah, he was a bit of a weird dude when we first met, but you didn't deserve that.
No. I mean, Quinn and Oriana and Cynric are all taking it the hardest.
I see.
And I'm just sort of trying to help hold it all together, so to speak, which is what I tend to do a lot anyway. Take care of people. It's what I'm good at.
Have you ever thought maybe you don't need to hold it all together? Maybe you let it fall apart and then pick up the pieces afterwards and put them back together?
I'm going to be very honest and say no. I'm so used to, that's what I do. I take care of everyone, and I keep them together, and I keep them safe. And I watch their backs because they watch mine. And I think I'm afraid that if it falls apart, it won't get put back together.
That's fair. I just wonder if you trying to hold everything together is conducive to you.
Probably not.
Because
I mean,
at the end of the day, you have to look after yourself too.
my
And
brother
they're
was
all
always
big boys and girls.
They are. My mother always said you can't pour from an empty cup, which is very true. But I kind of take after my dad that way. Like, I do a lot.
Taking care of everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It's just, if you holding everyone together means you fall apart, you're not in the best position either. Especially if you're trying to help your people.
Yeah.
Because from what you've said, you're kind of the one who's going to be working to try to fix everything.
Yeah. I think that's the scariest part of heading toward Veladon. That's the closest to home I'll have been in a long time. Like months.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that I'll go yet.
Well, I mean, if everything goes well, maybe you'll get to go back and celebrate a little bit.
Maybe. I'd hope. I mean, part of me is afraid if I go home, I won't leave again, but
I think you would. I mean, if you know what's at stake and
yeah,
you knew what you needed to do, I think you would.
The other thing is, if I stay there, I literally can't do much of anything. Not the stuff that I've learned to do.
Well, you said that one of your tasks is going to be leading them out, right?
Yeah, that's going to be something.
You'll do it.
I hope so.
And that's why you can't change. I don't think they'll listen to someone who tries to double talk them or deceive them or... You just have to throw the truth at their face and show them how much you care.
Yeah. I hope they'll listen, because several months ago they would not.
Guess
And I
you'll
had
have
to just
to.
pack up and leave.
Well, hopefully, you'll have a lot more evidence when you go back, and your magic will be strong enough, and you'll have what you need to help them. And you'll be able to show them how you're going to help them.
Yeah. It's times like this that I wish that I had that spell that Oriana is so fond of using. Because I would call Warrian in a heartbeat.
That's right. She's never met him.
Nope.
She can't. She can't send him a message, unfortunately.
No. I think it would probably freak him out anyway.
I don't know. I think he's probably dealt with some of that kind of stuff. I remember he would practice on the edges of the forest.
I'm just imagining him hearing Oriana's voice in the back of his mind.
Oh, well, yeah, if he heard some weird person, he might not be as yeah, he'd probably wonder what the heck was going on.
Just yeah. Especially with her accent.
That's true too. I mean,
He
you've
would be
got,
very
I think you said
confused.
you got like merchants from all different places, but
Yeah, but I don't think anyone ever came from a trill.
yeah, that's true. Going through Veladon is yeah, probably difficult.
Yeah.
I think you guys will be fine. You know, it's only if you go into like major cities or anything like that, and even then,
Yeah.
people might give you weird looks, but unless you're someone of super high standing within the Atrillian government or something like that,
Right.
they might be wary of you, but they're not just going to outright attack you or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think
So-
we should be okay.
I think Oriana should be fine, and especially where you're going to be going, at least initially. But if you ever do decide to go to Sunshield City or anything like that, I would just be careful.
Yeah, we have to go there for Quinn.
And yeah, the magic stuff, probably keep that on the DL.
Yeah. That should be interesting.
So I think the nature-based stuff you should be fine with. Quinn should be fine, I think.
Yeah, all of his stuff is divine, so
But Valtaim and Oriana and Campion probably should try to tone it down.
that should be interesting.
Are you guys planning to fight Dobby?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think Quinn and Senric both think that we should. Oriana
Quinn
wants
at the meeting seemed pretty upset.
Oriana wants to save him.
You've got
Ball is not sure
opposing
that,
sides.
and Ball is not even sure that's Dobby. I'm pretty sure it is, though. That's the worst part.
I mean, none of us really knows what he went through,
Yeah.
or if it is him, or if
Maybe
it's
it's
him but changed, or if it's a doppelganger that's wearing his skin. Who knows? This is all uncharted territory, I think, for all of us.
I think that's the hardest part. We've been carrying around losing Dobby for so long, and all of us have sort of been holding on to that guilt. And then all of a sudden, there he is, and he's angry, and he has every right to be, but and I just had to stand there and watch, be fully aware of what was going on, and unable to do or say anything.
Yeah, the feeling of helplessness is never fun.
On top of being too late again.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're always 10 steps behind, no matter how much we try to catch up. I feel like there's something we're just missing.
Me too. I just don't know what it is.
Neither do I.
I mean, we
could understand.
We just keep getting all of these messages, and Campion's latest theory is that we're getting them from Asmodeus for whatever reason. But I think that he's just obsessed with the idea of an answer, to be honest.
I mean, maybe. I mean, we've been trying to get answers from the gods, and it's not been easy. And we know what we need to do to stop this. We know we need to defend the shackles, but I feel like maybe that's not what we need to do.
How
it's
long
hard to
can we
explain.
stand guard?
That's what I mean.
Before we
maybe
fall.
we don't need to do that. Maybe there's something else, and it's like that's not being made clear.
I mean, Zenrik thinks we're getting warnings instead of being taunted. I don't know. We don't all see them every time. Like, that first night when we were back from the ruin and we were all standing, we were all, together and trying to lick our wounds. And as Campion and I were leaving, there those words were in the fire.
Oh, interesting.
But only we saw them. At one point, only Campion and I heard some weird sing-songy rumor. And then Quinn saw a poem in a book.
Yeah, you guys have been
library,
saying all this stuff.
It feels like something is trying to tell us something, and I can't figure out what it is.
Whether it's portents or taunts or messages. I don't know.
I can't help but feel like there is something we are missing, something we don't know and need to know.
I feel like we're not going to know until
it's too late.
Not until it's too late, until I don't know. Again, I feel like we're almost biding time.
But until what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, to be honest. It's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing. I've been traveling to different places and talking to my friends, and we're all just trying to understand. And again, similar to you saying you're trying to hold all of your friends together and make sure that they don't fall apart. We're trying to hold it all together, but I feel like we should just let it fall. And like that'll be clearer.
Maybe the
If we
answer
just-
is in the broken pieces.
That's what I mean. I feel like right now we're stretching ourselves so thin and we're trying to hold everything together. And it's getting us nowhere. Like you said, how long can we stand guard? I mean, I'm an elf, sure, and I live a long enough time, but not all my friends do, and
Yeah.
eventually we fade away to time. And then what happens? And I feel like even if we were able to stop this avatar or herald or these generals or whatever, I almost feel like it would be a temporary measure. Like Tharizdun is still there,
Still waiting.
still finding other ways. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired and crazy, and
I think we're all tired. That's the
I've
thing.
been spending time trying to help Baltaim's sister. I went to Ileana's tower, and that's a whole
Yeah,
different
how is
kettle of
that
fish.
gone?
I mean, she let me in. I mean,
That was good, I guess.
I get where she's coming from.
Right.
I want to help Shaitis, but there's not really much I can do without my tools in my lab and my
Right.
ability to do any kind of research, any kind of tests on her. And they won't let me take her to Agraria, so my hands
Yeah.
are a little tied and I can't stay here. As you know, we're all trying to bolster defenses around all of the last shackles and
Yeah.
head off any other issues that are happening. So, yeah. So
Do you ever
as to
feel like
how's
we're
that
being-
going? Not very well, I guess. I mean,
Yeah. Do you ever feel like maybe we're being intentionally spread thin?
sure, yeah. I mean, if like you said, if there's generals, my guess is that the whole point of having generals is to lay siege, so that when you're finally ready to do whatever it is you do, you don't have much of a resistance left. But I mean, like Lex said when we were meeting, if you guys have any ideas, we're scratching our heads on this one. We're just doing instinctually what we think is our best move right now. And it might be the wrong one.
Just constantly reacting. We react to this threat, we react to that one.
I agree. But
We're never ahead of it.
again, I think until we have a better understanding of what we need to be ahead of, we're always going to be behind. Do you ever wish you could go back? Just be back in the forest? No worries? Never having to have traveled outside?
For brief moments. But then I remember that had I not, I would still be the person who didn't know who she was. Didn't know why she didn't feel quite like she belonged. And I never would have met my friends. Or learned so much about so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten to learn do things that I never even imagined. Oh, that reminds me. You remember how I had that crystal and I didn't know why?
Oh, yeah.
So I reach into the bag and I set it on the table. And I wave my hand over it and I try to call up the memory of, because when I first had it with Coraline, we like fed most of my memories in there. I try to pull up the memory of the first time that Fulton and I met, and the weird artifact.
Oh, yeah, and you watch as it comes up and it plays, and he's like, oh, I remember this. That was
I should have
fun.
known then I was really bad at druidic stuff.
I don't think you were... I mean, we all do weird things when we're just starting out, and that was your first, I don't know, weird encounter, right?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't even know what those things are. That artifact was... I think the start?
I do too. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think that stuff like that was the start of it.
Do you think it's my fault?
No. I don't think it's your fault. I think the theory that you guys thought you successfully defeated the Avatar, but you did not, is accurate. I think you managed to put a Band-Aid on something.
Yeah,
it was a bandage on a bullet hole.
Weird.
But no, I don't think it was your fault. I definitely don't think it was your fault. Because whatever was brewing with that guy that you sent me to find, that led to all of this, was brewing before then, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess we can't keep worrying about the past. All we can do is try to make a better future.
That's the plan.
Well, I'm really happy I met you.
Maybe I met you too.
And if you had never left the forest, that never would have happened, so.
That's true.
That's 1+, at least in my category.
I'm glad I left. I tell myself that a lot because I worry a lot about home, but I'm glad I left. I think I made the right choice, which is the first big question I feel like the gods asked me was, did I think I made the right choice? And I made that same choice. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I was supposed to meet my friends. I was supposed to meet you. I was supposed to be in this fight. And that's why I think we can win. So I think we can make a better future. I mean, call me naive and hopelessly optimistic, but I believe that we can do this one way or another. Chosen for a reason.
Well, I believe in you. I wish I could come to Veladon, but I have to be somewhere else.
Where are you headed?
I'm headed to Avonhurst.
Okay.
Liz and Charlie are headed to Isgrav. Obviously, Aaron, hopefully, and Lex will be with you guys.
Right.
And then Freya, Kane, and I'll be at Avonhurst. So hopefully that'll be enough.
Hopefully.
Well, just make sure you guys take care of each other, okay?
We will. You do the same. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this food
I'm
thing.
super bad at
people
this
things.
too, but I really like you, Peregrine, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you, and I want to keep doing this with you.
I feel the same way. I'm super, super bad at this. Like the worst at it. This is why I stay in a forest where there are animals. I get along with animals.
I don't think you're bad at it. I think we're both probably a bit bad at it. Maybe. I think I'm bad at it. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I like spending time with you.
Yeah, this is fun. I hate that we keep, and it's partially my fault. I'm not good at this, but like we keep talking about all the bad things, and then I forget to ask all the things I was gonna ask. And
What do you want to ask?
You know where I am from, and like all the weird things. I never even bothered to ask where you were from, which is dumb.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had kind of a not great past. I told you I'm from kind of a small island. Sort of. It's kind of between. It's in the Champion Sea area. Kind of close to the Shadowlands. But I was always different. Kind of like you, except when my parents died, no one really liked that I wanted to do things differently. And I think eventually it put me at odds with everyone. And that's why I kind of struck out on my own. And I left to Agraria, and I was kind of like you. I was in this giant world surrounded by these things I'd never seen, and people who dressed weird and acted weird and sounded weird. But at the same time, I felt like I was free for the first time. I was able to just be.
Right. I get that.
And it felt good, and it took me a while. It took me a while to get used to everything, to find my own place, to start to research and to get in with the guild, and then to become a prominent member, and then it just became my home. So now, really, Agraria is my home.
Right.
That's where I consider I'm from most of the time. And I'd like to think that my parents would be proud of me.
I'm sure they would be. I mean, you've done a lot of really great things. And you are trying to help save the world.
Yeah. That and... yeah. Trying to make sure that what happened to them doesn't happen to other people, I guess.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened?
Do you mind if I know we said we talk about all the bad stuff. Do you mind if we maybe revisit that one
Yeah.
next time?
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's just
Fine. No, it's yeah.
Happy
I get it.
things.
Happy things. Yeah.
And that one's a
Not a great one. I get it.
hard one.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Not your fault. But
Yeah, I lack tact.
no, it's not that. It's just honestly, you're the first person I've ever told any of this to.
Oh.
I don't really talk about it all that much, but I feel comfortable talking about it with you. It just takes a bit.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I feel like I've drained a lot of that part of me right now. But
I get it.
I want to do this again with you.
Yeah. Me too. This is nice.
He kind of like holds his hand across the table for yours.
I reach out and take his hand.
And he just like gives you a gentle squeeze.
It's nice for things to feel normal for a minute.
It is.
As normal as they can be anyway, with everything else going on.
And you guys said you had to head up to Emberhold, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's more normal. That's like normal stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna go look into something for Cade.
That's like normal adventure stuff, right? That's what like
yeah. We're gonna go look into
people
like,
who
why
travel
I think
do help
Yeah.
other people. There's no world-ending stuff there.
Yeah, we're gonna go and look into why some mines aren't producing. I think, sort of a job for Cade on account of we went into that
Government
tomb
stuff.
we weren't supposed to go in.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure that out, and that'll be like a more regular, run-of-the-mill.
We have some
I don't
actual
know.
routine travel for a change.
Exactly. You're getting. Are you guys trying to get a vehicle?
Cindric and I went and got a carriage and the horses and stuff while we all kind of went and took care of some stuff today since we got to leave first thing in the morning.
Got it. Okay. Well, I mean, when you guys become super rich and famous, you'll have to get one. And then I want to see you drive one. Because it's
You
nothing
mean one
like
of those trucks?
yeah, it's nothing like it's nothing like horses, and I just want to see you. I think it would be an adventure just to watch you,
I think
because
I would
you
be
cannot
very
talk
bad at it.
to you can't talk to an engine. I mean, you can, but it's not going to respond.
But I have this handy ring for when I talk to the animals, and
I
Oriana
know.
gets all jealous.
Well, yeah.
And that makes life so much easier. I can just be like, hey, can you just be chill and let's go?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can try to do that with an engine, but I don't think it's going to talk back to you.
I feel as though it probably will not.
No, it's not. It's not an animal. But yeah, maybe when we next meet, it'll be after all of this, and we can head back to Agraria or something like that, and I can see you drive a vehicle.
That should
I
be,
mean, I'll
an
make sure
adventure
it's
in
not
and of
in the
itself.
city, and it's like out in a field somewhere, so that
Yeah.
you don't run over any people or into any buildings. But let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let's see me attempt to drive a truck type thing. That should be interesting
It'll be fun.
and dangerous.
It'll be a lot, probably out of all of the things that you've done, the least dangerous thing you've done.
That's true. I did leap straight into a manticore or some sort of like thing.
Well,
at some
you're
point,
also
so,
you've also gone into 2 ruins, and you've
That's true.
gone into caves, and you've gone into
I did face a dragon.
jungles,
So.
and you fought dragons, and you've gone through trials to get to godly temples. I think driving a vehicle will be fairly tame.
That's probably true.
All right, well,
Probably true.
you've got an early morning, so why don't I get you back to the estate?
Yeah, that's probably for the best. It's gonna
Thanks
get
for having
kind
a
of
drink
late.
with me.
Oh, this was fun. It was nice.
He finishes his ale and pays the tab, and then stands up and holds out his hand for you.
I take his hand.
And he leads you out of the Talon's Claw and into the night sky, hand in hand as you head back to the estate. And once he gets you there, he squeezes your hand, leans in, kisses you on the cheek, and says, "Have a good night.
You too.
Stay safe, and I'll see you after all of this is done."
Yeah.
He gives you one more squeeze and then lets you kind of walk into the estate, watching until you get in the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then turns and heads out. And is anyone doing anything before bed, or heading to? Oh, sorry, Oriana. That's the one thing I forgot. So you end up heading up to your room, Peregrine, I assume, getting yourself ready.
Yes.
As it's fairly late in the evening. Oriana, around 11:45 at night, someone comes to your room and knocks on your door. Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is here to see you, Lady Oriana.
Thank you, Kieran. And I'll head down.
Waiting sort of in the sort of like war room area, you see Cade sort of standing, looking over some of your like father's like decorations in the room. And as he hears you enter, he turns around. "I apologize, Oriana. It is fairly late, but work keeps me quite busy. I tried to make it as early as I could." "You wished to speak," and he pulls out a chair for you, and then sits down on his, after he pushes you in and sits down.
Yes, it seems like we are getting ready to head up north to take care of that business.
I see. Are you going to be heading off beyond that afterwards?
We have some issues that are coming up and are fairly pressing.
Understandable. Well, once you are able to either gather the information or clear up the issue, I will make sure that you are free to deal with whatever else you and your group must handle.
I'll send you a message when we conclude our investigations.
You may not have to, depending on how things go. I assume you will want to speak with the castellan of the fortress when you get there. Maybe some of the people, but once you make contact with the ruling body there, if things go well, they will probably inform me. I will make sure that your payment is there, should things go well.
And if I find any information about Damien, I'll make sure to let you know.
I would appreciate that, thank you. If I hear anything while you are away, I will do my best to get word to you on any leads for you to check out as you travel.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Is there anything else?
I just wanted to thank you again for everything, for believing in me and giving me all these chances to atone.
I think you are a good woman, Oriana. I think that perhaps your travels have done you well. I have seen many cultures and been many places as a soldier for this country. And that has shown me how different the world is from where we are. You have now had that opportunity, which is why I think it was worthwhile to give you another chance to show the growth that perhaps you've seen in yourself and understand the mistakes you have made. None of us is perfect. We all have our own trials and tribulations that we must go through. But your mother is a great woman and your father is a good man. I would trust both of them with my life. And so I figure I should give you the benefit of the doubt.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you deal with the politics?
I don't. This is why I am the strength. But truly, I do my best to do the job that I have set out to do. I do my best to cut through all of the bullshit and to try to help our people and to try to make things better for our country and for the beliefs that we have. I leave the scheming and the plotting to others, and I try to cut through it when necessary. And the reason I took the position I did was to make sure that our people do not get pulled in to crazy plots for power or schemes for more wealth or more recognition. Because I saw firsthand what that meant and what that cost. But I am only one man, and I can only do so much. I do what I can and hope that it is enough.
Feel as if surrounded by shadows. Trying to figure out which ones are friendly, which ones are not.
Most people have secrets and things that they are not willing to reveal. Or perhaps things they don't even know are important. Some play a game to see what they can learn, but only to have more information for themselves. I don't think you have to worry about the shadows. I think you have shown your worth and your test of mettle. And unless you plan to assassinate Alexander or me or Liliana or overthrow the entire government, you don't have much to worry about.
I just wish that its path didn't always have to be so windy. Perhaps someday it could just be straightforward.
Perhaps. Life wouldn't be as fun, though.
No, I suppose it wouldn't. Well, I don't want to keep you from your duties, or worse, your good night's rest.
I am glad I got to see you before you left.
I'm glad I got to see you as well.
Take care of yourself, Oriana. Be safe.
You too, Cade.
He stands up from his position and
Stand up.
gives you a slight bow.
I'll return it.
And then he just nods and he turns and sort of starts heading out.
I'll just, after he leaves, I'll just head back upstairs to my room.
Okay. Is anyone doing anything before the evening closes?
When do I get back?
You probably get back, probably actually about as you watch Cade exiting.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
You hop off your horse and stumble yourself towards the gates.
Cool.
Or are you stabling your horse somewhere?
I'd probably stable it somewhere nearby. That way I don't
Okay,
have to
so I'll say, yeah,
call for it
you
again.
stable it at a close by stable. I'll say probably costs you maybe like a gold for the night.
That's fine.
Um,
Mark that off.
I'll say like it was a gold for the entire night for you, all your drinks, your food, plus the stabling.
Awesome. I
yeah.
do like when it's that convenient to keep track of, because I am bad at tracking fantasy money.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you
real money.
you get to the gates.
There we go.
You are recognized by Kieran and the guard and are let in, and you see Cade sort of walking by you, and as you like kind of like pass by each other, he just kind of gives you a silent nod. And
Yeah,
continues
I
on his
return it.
way.
Okay, cool. Also, I left the hammer on the horse.
Okay, that's fine.
And all right, cool. So I will go inside.
Okay.
Who is here?
At this point, I mean, all of your friends are in their rooms probably at this point,
Yeah.
getting ready for bed or asleep. Kieran lets you in, which he's the head sort of chamberlain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Then I'm gonna go to Perry's room.
Okay.
And just knock on the door. Not, too loud, but loud enough.
Okay. At this point, Perry, you're probably close to getting ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind if I come in?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. I'll come and open the door.
Just wanted to get my crap back.
Right. Okay. And I dig through the bag and I get his stuff out.
Okay.
Oh, this hammer's heavy.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, they're usually
that's
not
for
very
you.
lightweight. I just take all my
Noodle
stuff.
arms, Quinn Cannons. Noodle arms.
Yeah, I know, we've met.
You feel better?
No, not even slightly. And then I'm just going to
Okay.
walk down the hall, drop the stuff off in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go knock on Oriana's door.
Okay. You go and knock on Oriana's door. Oriana, this is just after you had your conversation with Cade, so you're just like in the midst of like figuring out your evening, getting ready.
I'll head over and open the door. Oh.
Do
Hi.
you have a moment?
I suppose I do, yes.
I will go in.
Okay.
Want to go ahead and say a few things, get some things off my chest, if you don't mind.
Just not.
First off, I do believe I owe you an apology. I have been historically a bit unkind to you, made fun more than I should have. And I think the reason it all started is at first you reminded me a bit of my sister. Half of something strange, fish out of water, not knowing what their place is, but trying to find it anyway. And then going forward, you take yourself so fucking seriously all the time. I decided maybe to try to take the piss out of you and remind you that not everything is so dire, absolute success or complete failure. But somewhere along the line, it turned malicious. And I was just making fun of you for the sake of making fun of you. And I don't know when or exactly why. But that brings me around to the point I wanted to come and make. Is I have no idea what exactly the fuck you're supposed to be to me, or really any of us at this point. Because we're not any sort of found family, because if we were, you wouldn't lie to us as frequently and as easily as you do, and as without remorse. We are, I don't think, even really friends, because if we were, you may put more than a second's consideration, or even put that 1 second's consideration into what any of us actually fucking want or think, or care what we think, instead of stating openly that you dismiss any of our opinions in order to take whatever action it is that you would like to take, regardless of what we have to say about it. So that being said, I don't know what we're supposed to be to one another. Only thing I do know for certain is I don't trust you. And if you cannot understand why that is, then I don't believe we have anything else to say to one another going forward. You've given ample reasons as to why I shouldn't, and why I'm not going to, until you can prove otherwise. And I do absolutely not mean with words. Your words are meaningless air, because they do not match any actions that you take, ever. So, if you would actually care to be trusted ever again, you like being right so much, prove me the fuck wrong. Show me you actually want to be a different person like you keep claiming to, instead of just saying you're so sorry and you're so remorseful for the bad shit you done did, and then doing the same bad shit again later. But for now, I believe it's in our best interest to just keep everything as professional as fucking possible, as we are basically just co-workers and little else. And I will be certain to make sure I do not make fun of you any longer. As I said, I do apologize for that. I did not mean for things to go that way, and for you to be treated in any sort of ill manner. And then I'll just turn, start heading towards the door. Have a lovely night.
Okay. You open the door and head out.
Yep, and then head to bed.
All right, you head back to your room, head to bed. Is anyone else doing anything before the evening is out?
I would have.
No, god damn it!
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just joking. I only asked that out of courtesy. No, I'm just.
Shut up!
No,
We're
no,
trying
no.
to end.
I'm just.
Anybody else do anything? No, good.
No,
But I have no. You don't. No, you don't.
I'm 100. I just wanted to do that, but yeah. What's up?
What's that? I hear the sound of a Trask falling from the sky.
I want to try to talk to Quinn at some point. I don't know if I've even meet him because he was out. So I would just try to talk to Quinn at some point at the night.
I mean, I'm doing the rounds down the hall. You'd probably hear me clomping if you're awake.
You'd hear him. He's not exactly being stealthy. You probably would have heard him
He's
knocking
not
on
quiet.
Peregrine's door.
Yeah.
Very large and stumpy.
So at this point, you hear him re-enter his room. So you're welcome to head over to his room.
So probably a few seconds after you enter your room, you hear a knock on your door.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who is it?
The mailman.
Oh, Balti.
Balti.
I will open the door and just look. What's up?
Hey, you good?
Nope. Not even a little.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not even a little.
All right.
There's not much to say, really.
With your care and listening.
Fine.
I'll go in the room, I assume.
Yeah, you step inside. No, Quinn.
I'm gonna make you do this shit in the hallway, you bastard.
Quinn has his foot at the door.
He's I'm listening. He's got his hand against the wall. He's not letting you in.
Yeah, he's just doing that thing
Hands
where
at
he
the door,
leans and
shoulders
fills the entire door.
Hands on the wall, shoulders against the door, so it's not gonna move. Even got the hammer down there as the door stop. Fuck you, you're not getting in.
No. Yeah. He lets you in and closes the door behind you.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start, but it's been a couple of shit weeks, months. Has it been a year yet? Jeez, it feels like we've been at this for a while.
It feels longer every fucking day, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I don't know who to really talk to. I mean, I know Perry has siblings too, but I figure you probably understand the best where I'm coming from. I mean, I don't know the other way to put it. For one of the few times in my life, I'm scared of the unknown.
Yeah. Welcome to my every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every step I've taken since I left my home has been into just something stranger and darker and weirder, and just I literally have no fucking idea what I'm doing next, ever. I have not even a semblance of a fucking plan. I get it. And as far as being scared of the uncertainty with your sister, I get that as well. Yours is sitting ostensibly locked up, for lack of a better word, and not knowing what exactly is going to happen to her. Meanwhile, mine's tromping around trying to figure out a way to get to the heart of the worst place on this entire fucking planet. And I'm supposed to figure out how to go there without immediately dying, so she does not die in the attempt of going. The fuck am I supposed to do with that, you know? Like, just think about that fucking sentence I just said, and not as like some sort of concept or like an idea. It's a fucking thing that has to occur.
It was the craziest thing. I understood exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah,
I was like, yep, that's something we gotta do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
We have a fucking to-do list, and that is an item on it. But yeah, sorry, I don't not mean to make any of this about any of my bullshit. I get what's going on with her and being uncertain about it. I mean, between you, me, and the walls, any way of getting her
out? Not that I can think of. Pretty tight security going on there. I also don't know if it'd be better if she is out.
Well, out in somewhere else where it's not in the middle of this fucking shithole.
Yeah.
I have never hated a place more. And I've been in places that actively tried to kill me. You've been there. In all of the places that actively were trying to kill me, I believe you have been right there as well. But I don't think I've hated a city more than I've hated this one. Everything is just a fucking viper's nest. And we're leaving her with the chief fucking viper.
I'm not too far on the politics here. That is correct. That can be stated more.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I went throughout life. All this stuff with, the darkness, like it sucks and I don't want that to happen, but it's a little bit more extreme than I'm usually, stepping into. But I usually used to sort of chaos and things sort of just going by me and flying to see my pants. But
you're right.
This we may fail in a month, 2 months from now. I don't know when. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we may fail and the world might end and my sister can't even, for lack of a better word, see it without being in a gilded prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the one that put her in there.
You're not the one that did it.
I feel responsible for it.
If anyone's responsible for it, I'm actually one of the ones to blame. I shut off the mouth about how she had a very explosive problem in front of the last people I probably should have. I don't know, I was just trying to instill how serious the fucking problem was and how bad it was, the shit this guy was doing. Because it's like, they seem to either already know or only barely give a shit. Like, no, you don't understand. People will fucking blow up. There is one of them because of things he did. And that was the only thing that seemed to get their attention. I regret saying it, obviously. Just
Again, I mean, it might have been for the best, but just because something's good for you doesn't mean, oh, it's good in the process. Doesn't mean that you feel good in the moment. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it.
I'm right all terrified that whatever whatever happens in this next ruin, what that means for everyone else.
I suppose it means either we cancel the apocalypse or we start preparing for doomsday. Sort of a very unfortunate binary choice. Well, I suppose there's a third option. Death. But that's an option every time you walk out a door, apparently. So that's just sort of like, oh, right, that also.
Third one, right?
But otherwise, that
Constant.
seems to be where we are. Either we cancel the apocalypse or begin preparations for it. It's about it, I think. I would like to believe that we have a chance of stopping it. That we actually have a chance of, keeping one of those damn shackles whole for once. I don't know how I like our chances. I mean, I've fucked up about everything I've ever touched, one way or another.
Reaching to the choir here.
And then my biggest fuck up goes walking around telling me exactly how bad I fucked up.
I don't mean to preach or anything to you, Quinn. But take it from me as a man of many, I call them happy accidents. Sometimes things happen and you just realize that sometimes that was in the cards all along. Sometimes it might have been a mistake, but good things can happen from mistakes.
Yeah, I'd like to see at least one.
Trees can grow from out of a forest fire.
That's true. Don't know exactly what good can come of this except for I don't know, except for I finally at least have some sort of direction. I now am going to make damn sure the thing parading around as Dobby winds up in the ground.
For lack of better words, I understand your sentiments. I don't like this person destroying my vision of what my friend used to be, for better or worse.
Dobby was a bit of a bastard. This thing, however, is not him. It is some twisted perversion. Some sort of unholy fucking caricature. It is a bad joke. And I will see it put out of this fucking world. Part of the job, I believe. Things that try to threaten innocent people, threats from other dimensions and things of that nature, Just point at the brand. I doubt it'll make me feel any better again, any sort of closure or whatnot. But at the very least, I will be putting whatever remains of the person that we knew somehow at rest.
I'd like to think that as well.
In the meantime, I suppose we see what we knew about being somehow responsible for saving the fucking world.
Ain't that the kick and a half? Us being trusted to save the world. It's almost like a bad joke.
Yeah, there was a time I wouldn't have been even trusted with a fucking houseplant. Now here I am. Or they still shouldn't be trusted with the fucking houseplant. And yet, these are the hands that will somehow undo all manner of evil machinations and fuck all.
Sometimes you have to play with the cards you're given with.
Yeah, sometimes the dealer stacks the fucking deck. I just hope this isn't one of those times.
Guess we'll never know unless we play the game.
I suppose so.
Thank you for listening, Quinn. And I am here if you need to talk about anything. Just so you know.
I appreciate it. I don't know what the fuck else there is to say.
I know, but sometimes just talking about anything just helps in general.
Yeah. It's just hard to do anything with any of this because it is directly my fault that he is a fucking monster that he is now. He fucking said as much. And I cannot dispute that fact. If I had just done what I should have done then, and if I would have saved him, where would we be now?
Who's to say we're not gods, Quinn? We could have done a lot of different things that fight. I could have done a lot of different things that fight.
It's not the fight that's the main problem, it's the aftermath.
I understand.
That's where I dropped the fucking ball. And because of it, you saw. Instead, I held on to it. And when I finally figured out what was happening to him and decided, no, that shouldn't happen to anyone else ever again, and I actually did use it, apparently that was the deciding factor for him. That. The fact that I did go through with using it on someone else. That was the thing that turned him. So this is a weight I'm going to be carrying with me for quite a while. No amount of words is going to get it off me.
I understand. Like I said, even though you said to me, the blame's not on me for putting my sister where she is, I feel like it's my responsibility, but we both have to figure out how to forgive ourselves for actions somehow.
Well, you figure that out, you let me know.
Now, I'll get up and sort of like do just a, squeeze on his shoulder.
There.
And then,
the buddy squeeze.
The buddy squeeze,
yeah.
and then
Wait for
head
the
out.
hug with the pat on the back next.
Yeah, just a single like
There,
one bro.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, yeah, you head out and head back to your
And
room.
head to my room. Yep.
But not the good game.
No.
No, not a good game.
Not that one.
That's
no.
after a fight. We do that after fights. That's
Yeah.
fine.
All right. Anyone else?
Real quickly, I just want to unattune
No!
to the Perry app.
Unattuned to the periop? Are you attuning to something else?
Not yet.
Okay. Very easy to do.
Yep.
All right. As you all finally make your way to bed, some later than others, you manage to tuck in for the night and get a good night's sleep, knowing that tomorrow you have a long journey ahead of you up north to the fortress of Emberhold, where something strange is happening, and you'd also like to somehow procure what Quinn needs to eventually traverse the Shadowlands, all before spending too much time and needing to make a quick exit towards the ruins in Veladon. And that is where we'll end our session tonight.
Ooh.
Woo! Thanks,
Yay.
everyone. That was a good session. Lots of good conversations. And, yeah, almost time to head out to the next locale and see what is strange in Strangetown. But yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for the raid. Thank you for sticking with us. We're ending just on time, which is great. And yeah, we'll be back again next week. Are we playing on Thanksgiving? I can't remember if we agree. Well, not Thanksgiving, but the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
We never discussed it.
I
I
should
mean-
be all right too.
Okay, well, we'll chat
I'm-
about it. We'll chat about it after the stream, but I can't remember.
No,
but
let's
we'll
still
definitely-
overscheduling shit here live on the
Right,
air.
let's
It's
do it
fine.
live.
It's real. It's
Air
very
all
realistic.
of her dirty laundry uncut.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
available.
I know that scheduling is the BBEG of all
Yeah, of
D&D
course.
campaigns, so it's
but yeah,
fine.
That
we'll let you
indoors.
know next week what our official ruling is for that one. But we are definitely back next week for another regular episode. Remember, what's the damage? Not on this coming week, but we'll be back again the week after, which is the Thanksgiving week for our U.S. companions. Remember, if you enjoyed the stream, please let other fellow D&D lovers know about us. The best way to help us grow is to spread the word. We appreciate you all. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week. See you later.
Hey guys.
Have a great night.